Audio, oh my god! You would think just once in almost a year we would be able to start this without something starting to go wrong, right?
Yeah.
One day.
You'd think the law of large numbers would at least be on our side.
Yeah, the only thing is that if we start with nothing going wrong, then we'll just be paranoid that something's going to go wrong later.
I just love the idea that apparently Meryl has that any law is on our side.
I mean, there's got to be at least some law on our side.
You haven't played nearly enough
All
Shadowrun.
of them.
That's it. Second Sight Agency is canceled. We'll be starting Neon Rain next week.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I mean,
I haven't even settled on the name. I keep on throwing out suggestions and people go and keep on, no, I don't like that one. And it's like, okay, well, do you have a better idea?
The last time on Second Sight Agency, Faraday bought a magic sword. Okay, we're all up to speed.
No. It's like,
Oh,
No,
that's
we're not
right,
happy.
you
tried to get him a
did.
date.
Wait,
We
did
tried to get him a date.
you bought the +1 sword,
Process. We unveiled an entire conspiracy. It's like,
I don't think it's
Talk
much
about
of a
domino effect.
conspiracy.
look. Someone's collecting samples of dangerous creatures, and it's like, and they're putting them together, and the Demir were tangentially involved. It's like, it has to be a conspiracy. It's like,
I mean, technically,
Okay.
the Demir are tangentially involved with everything.
right. It's like, so everything is a conspiracy.
Yep.
Look. Rule of thumb is like, once an anomaly, once a coincidence, twice an anomaly. It's like,
Music by
3 times.
Sirenscape.
Oh,
Music by Sirenscape, which we love, but I think it's not turned on.
it's on. You're
It
just
is
not
for
signed
me.
into
It's on.
Roll20.
Signed into Roll20 now. I don't hear it. That's okay, though. I can do without the music if that's the only audio issue I'm having now.
I had to refresh it like 3 times for it to work.
Alright, just start mass refreshing your thing. Hold on a second. I didn't run the commercials. on
Roll20,
this.
not Discord.
Well, go ahead because, hey guys, we're going to run a quick 90-second ad break because I didn't get a chance to earlier because someone's sound wasn't working and then my sound wasn't working and then I was drinking like
And I don't have
half-
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Cookie has no Wi-Fi. If someone could package up some Wi-Fi and send it to Cookie, her address is 321. Don't send us anything because, yeah.
Okay.
All right,
I've-
so
Is that
I
a
have
street
heard that
or
the-
a...
I feel like we need a P.O. box.
I have been wanting to get a PO box for a while.
But first, we have more stuff to mail out. I need to finish making Equilibrium something.
Yeah, well,
And-
international shipping is hard to figure out, so make sure you have a precise weight for when I take it to the post office, okay? Okay, so let's do this real quick. I'm sure many of y'all have noticed that we have not been having episodes of GM's Brew. I am considering transitioning GM's Brew to a YouTube-only broadcast, which basically would just be a straight upload of me working on stuff and talking about stuff in the same style of, like, I don't want to say the Dungeon Dudes, Nerd Anarchy, or anything like that, but in the general vein of me sitting here talking and y'all being open receptors to my creative process, be that as it may. With that said, I have a number of ideas for a Friday show, and I am thinking finally get this Shadowrun game up and running. So,
nice.
keep an eye out for information on the Twitters, on the tweets, anything else that I can send out social media information on as we progress towards this second show. Also, I can't remember whose idea it was, like a Second Sight Agency Shadowrun one-shot.
I was talking about like guilds lining up with corpse and which one would be
Yeah.
which.
So,
I would love to see that.
start thinking on like how your character would transition to Shadowrun. if at all possible. I'm just assuming there will be 5 physical adepts.
I mean, I figured, being a Golgari shaman, I would be a Shadowrun shaman.
But yeah, that's a
You know,
future thing.
True. I would think maybe rat. Like,
I could
Maybe.
definitely see Rad. He's like, I'm just going to take this and use it. Thank you.
Yeah, very, very much.
Okay. So anyway, yeah. GM's Brew is likely to transition to our YouTube channel, which we do not have enough subscribers to be YouTube/The Bonus Roll. So hey, if you're not subbed to us on YouTube, please sub to us on YouTube. If you are subbed to us on YouTube, get into someone else's account and sub to us on YouTube with their account.
I can change all my wiki episode links, but please do it anyway. I would be okay with that.
Okay.
Bonus Road does not support you trying to access somebody else's account.
However,
Without,
we may
permission.
endorse it. We're
We
not
do
sure.
not endorse it. Do not listen to this man.
I mean, we
do
have
not
to
condone
because
it.
he's playing the
Find it
GM,
in there.
but I mean, you don't have to.
Remember, I am only the GM for the game. Your life is not a game. Unless it is, in which case I want to say, welcome. I want to live your life.
I do
Life
not.
is the
Like,
greatest game of all.
It depends on which game.
ugh. Like I got a bad batch of
Like if
coffee.
it turns out
More
like
water than
yeah, your
coffee.
life is a game. That game is Dark Souls, and you cannot reload.
Oh.
Aw.
Aw.
But we are allowed to respawn. Like,
So,
I think-
wow. I think that was my only major announcement. Let's see here. Who wants an inspiration point for doing a recap?
I'm not sure I can without busting out into laughter again.
I
That's fine.
shall try.
For it.
So, I got a new magic sword. Hooray!
Wait, did you get the
I
glass
gave
one
it to
or
you.
the other one? You got the boring one,
Magic
right?
Sword. I love those guys.
Yes,
I mean,
the one
I'm
that I could
already
actually
that,
afford.
So I might have to chip in later on this recap.
So, got a new magical sword. Everything was good. Talked to a talking cat, and all is well. Went to a bar. Started socializing.
Trying to get you
Did some self-reflection. And was talking about some past exploits, and then some things started making more sense.
Something you say. How about
Yeah.
everything? It's like,
1 second, sorry.
So we finally got stuck on something in the train and got to have that drama.
yeah,
Clatter,
we-
clatter. Okay, so specifically, metagame in session 0, Rail and I were tasked with by Corral?
Right. That
Corral, yeah.
we were.
Okay, by Corral, who was known to us as simply the director at the time, our boss, I think.
Because she changed
It's
us
been a
into not
confusing
being able
week.
to know her name.
Or question it.
Tasked us with getting samples from a large rabbit that she claimed escaped from the lab. Apparently that's in question now, but the Gruul worshipped it as a deity, and Rail and I killed it. Rail, no doubt, doing so
Sure.
because it didn't meet with his Orzhov ways, so I'm sure he
I
feels
was
very
not
good about
Orzhov
that.
at the time.
That
This calls
Remains
into
to be
question the
seen.
whole recap.
I was very
uh,
happily a Simic researcher.
Nothing else.
Why
then,
would you say it
so-
like that? Of course, nothing else.
Exactly. So our director and nothing else sent the Simic researcher, nothing else, and me, who was a uninformed party to the slaughter of a cultural icon.
And nothing else.
Nothing else. Were sent to kill and obtain samples from this large rabbit that the Gruul worshipped, and we did so successfully. Yeah, on the whole, success. And then this may have incited a Gruul incursion into.
May have.
Maybe. I mean, we can never be sure. I mean, you know, these things just happen. Certain, and as I stated before, if it was, then I was unsuspecting party in this, and am in no way responsible, and nothing else. So. And during the Gruul incursion, Karal went to an altar for some other purpose. We didn't really question it, but now we suspect
Sorry, which
that he's
recap are we doing here? Is it...
It's kind of a multiple
Then-
recap.
He's totally left out the part about, trying to set up the Millennial Platform outing. So, I mean,
Then Kakarot regrew his tail and became a. No.
What kind of hero is named after a vegetable?
And this dude is a vampire? No, he's a cyborg that was formerly a vampire.
now we do have to get Clint in on this. He's been studying vampires.
Like we are slowly getting into like Buffy levels of, of like how do we explain this shit?
So yeah, if we're going Buffy levels, then Karal's definitely going to have her own spin-off series.
Maybe like, at least 3 seasons dedicated to her.
Exactly. Though it's
Seems
going to
more like a
be
recurring villain. but-
Karal the college years, and just basically angsty, post-teen by actors in their 30s.
I'm not gonna like. We're assuming too much.
Get my
That
homework
she's in
done.
a bad
Or,
place.
or guard this altar. Oh no. What shall I do?
And also the most important thing, we went shopping with a cat.
It's true.
I mentioned that.
Like, y'all keep on having.
I don't know if it got
It's
enough
worth-
attention.
It's
though.
worth mentioning more than once.
Y'all definitely
Yeah.
have been having interesting encounters at the Kind Cat.
Is that the kind cat? It's pretty
They seem
kind.
fairly kind.
Here, that's a big reveal of last episode. The kind cat is actually a cat that is kind. So if you have any questions with this recap, please either comment in the
Some kind
Twitch
cat.
chat or send us a comment in the YouTube.
So important to this was Rail realized that he had a higher Orzhov standing than Aesop.
Oh, yeah. Also,
So that was
I
Rail.
was trying not to mention that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rail and Ingrid
Just
may
never
be
mention
distantly
that.
related.
It's not distantly.
Let's just never mention part of that again. The
And
relationship part is fine. Yours are fine.
yeah. Like we went out to get a date for Fair Deer,
Fair.
and we ended up getting like Rail a date instead.
Well, I was trying because he flirted so much with Kalin. I was actually trying to get him a double date with Kalin. And then I said, since Mavana's following him, she'd probably, end up following along. And she vastly tuned in at the wrong part of everything I was saying. So we just made it a group outing later. It'll be fun. I gave her my old token so she can sell it early.
I'm sure it won't be awkward at all.
I mean, I'm totally shipping you, Kalin plus you plus Mavana. Like,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
cute.
I
there's
don't know how Clune will feel about that.
there's certainly nothing weird about like dating the person who is religiously devoted to your family.
Yeah, Rail may not have a problem with that. Rail's player has a problem with that part.
I mean, you could hand her to me.
I don't
She's-
think
I
she likes you
don't
very
think that would
I'm
go in.
sorry. I don't
She
think
is
she's
a
into you if you're
person.
into her.
You can't just hand her to somebody.
She didn't
has
call you fair
choices in
to
that
be
matter.
endearing. She said it because she didn't even remember your name after 6 months. I'm sorry, but she's
In all fairness, did anyone
she
actually
just talk to the
introduce
Izzet guy with
themselves
the
to
big
her?
fire weapon.
I think I did.
Yeah, Grigum introduced himself to Mavana.
Yeah, mostly because it's like this person is going to be with us. Okay, like, hi, I'm Grigum. It's like,
I think I did too, though. I can't
Not your
exactly
last
recall
name.
at the moment. See, we got the vision.
I only have the one name, so hey.
I think I only really said hi. I don't think I actually introduced myself.
Yeah, there was a lot of
Speaking of
highs.
introductions,
Oh, right, let's do that too. Rolling die, and Meryl, tell us about Rail now that we've already been told about Rail.
Alright, so Rail Corvino is an Orzhov priest, a snappy dresser, an overall just kind of sarcastic sort of person, and secretly, although the other characters don't know about it, a Dimir spy. He was formerly a Simic researcher until Asaf the Bright Soul
Did you know
declared
that
war on
if
the
you
second side agency.
did you know if you directly address an angel, they can hear you no matter where you are?
Yeah, well, Asaf the Bright Soul can suck it.
this is entirely out of character.
Out of character, not so much. In character, Rail, yeah. One of them's gonna wind up dead eventually. Smart
Ooh,
money.
calling it out now. One round knockout. Not like one round knockout. Like,
Asaf threatened Rail's family. You don't threaten Rail's family.
No, because Rail's family includes the person who's literally one step away from the Ghost Council.
Yeah. Oh, but if she's not gonna smack down Asaf over it, then Rail is.
She literally
But
took
anyhow.
Asaf's church.
Yeah, that's not quite personal enough of a lesson. But anyway, for the time being, Rail is happily the leader of the second side agents. So nobody disputes that at all. He makes
And I
all
can't wait till you
decisions,
actually
and
read
everyone respects
the first chapter of the book
it.
that you were
Okay,
supposed
he's
to
gotta
read
get
on
to
the
that.
train ride home.
In all fairness, yeah, we're a little distracted by the sudden stop and the grinding noise.
The
yes.
train ride home from District 2.
Ah, yes. The true villain of this campaign. Infrastructural decay.
Exactly! That's what Ingrid's been talking about this whole time!
I mean, yeah.
So character introduction is
Grigum, you're next.
all right. So I know what you're thinking. Who is this man? What's the deal with his backward shirt? He's like, where's my wallet? He's like, well, I can answer one of these things for you. I'm the mage. He's like, I play the character Grigum. He's like, the drunken master, goblin monk of the Selesnya Conclave. He's like, one take. Okay.
We'll fix it in
Who
post.
has? Yeah. There's no fixinating here. It's like, look, let's see. And since like I guess he could. He's meant to be a goblin rights activist, but hasn't really gotten into that part. He's too busy running a business that is making him pull his ears more often than not. And it's like, and let's see here, like, has an interesting history with, like Karal. Like, that is definitely still ongoing, apparently. Looking at you, GM. And currently is like maybe, I don't know, 2.5 models in. It's like,
Yeah, y'all been seen at the bar drinking for a couple hours now.
yeah, like we like he's 2.5 models in on this caper. He's like, let's see how well that goes. And he's like, next.
Tux.
It didn't come through.
Tux. Tux.
I'm Tux. I play Faradir, the undisputed leader of the Second Sight Agency.
I will
And nothing else.
fight you as a visionist.
I mean, Rail said he's the leader too, so.
Everyone's a leader, and that's why nothing ever gets done.
All technically leaders.
I think the person that's in charge the most is Kay.
You know what? I
It's
can't
always
argue
good.
that. He's like,
Yeah.
That dog does what he wants.
he does it well. He's like, which is more than what some of us can say. Don't get me wrong. I'm fantastic at monk shit. He's like, but apparently, wisdom isn't one of those things that monk shit is good at.
Anyway, Tux, tell us about Faradir and his 2 years of memory.
I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Did he?
I remember being undisputed leader of the Second Sight Agency.
Okay. I know you can't see her, but Cookie is totally there. Cookie, say hi.
Hello.
And now tell us about Opal.
Alrighty. First off, apologies that my voice sounds like this. I did a lot of screaming yesterday. But, I am playing Opal, who is a Fire Genasi monk. She's very hot-headed, very flamboyant. And she uses fire in a lot of circumstances that she probably shouldn't be using it in. For example, stabilizing people, apparently.
The two trained medical practitioners.
Which two are those?
It's not me, and if it's not you, that leaves who it is.
Rail and Faradir, then. I was like,
Yes.
oh, we're forgetting Kay. He's in there somewhere. He's like,
I mean, he does at least have the potion vial on his on his collar.
yeah, I was about to say, like, he probably has one of those, rescue.
Yeah, kind of.
Pretty much that's how it
He's the
is.
smallest.
Okay,
separate arm.
okay. Kay is not a doctor, he's a physician's assistant. Get it right.
Not. It's wow. Not even a
Rail could be the
nurse.
physician then.
Physician's assistant is higher than nurse.
I know.
Besides,
By
I'm not a
far.
doctor.
I'm having fun. That's the entire
Besides,
point
I'm
of
not-
this.
Besides, I'm not a doctor, I'm a medic. What's the difference? Well, a doctor cures people. A medic makes them feel better while they die. It's like, note to self, don't ever get shot.
Speaking of not ever getting shot, Ziziva, tell us about Ingrid.
Wait, what does that have to do with it? Okay, so I'm Ziziva playing Ingrid from the 6th District who ran away to be a Golgari, kind of. It's complicated. She's now a full Golgari shaman and a partner in a company-ish. I mean,
Really ish. I mean, she is.
You're a founder. It's like,
yeah.
She's a partner.
I mean, they give her all the money and she carries it around, so that's something.
it's more than something. Jeez. Give yourself some credit
It's a
here.
sign of trust.
She's still a little confused by the whole company thing because she doesn't remember asking for it and doesn't know why she agreed to it. So she's a little unsure still.
I think that's pretty realistic to how most sea-level officers are. They don't know how they got there. They don't remember ever getting the position. It just kind of fell into that way.
Like she really doesn't remember it. Do you, Fair Dear? Do you remember?
History check?
Go ahead and
It's been
roll.
it's been bugging her more recently.
13.
This was something that I have been planning for the longest time, so I'm not surprised at
And
all.
I took a note in the dungeon that you asked me, and to tell you later, I already had 2 jobs. Like that was on my reminder sheet for CoinKeep. And then all of a sudden, I'm working for a company. Ingrid is confused.
Hi, and I'm the person who's woven these threads of clay into a clay tapestry. And that is a pillow over my shoulder.
We will cross the bridge over the burning bush with 2 birds that throw stones at glass houses.
Tapestry is the name of my alternate Christian metal band.
I have a multi-user online kingdom to show you later.
Wow. That's a thing I haven't heard in a while. God.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone's used to hang out on this.
I think I still have my login information. It's been years. Excuse us while Meryl and I have a... Oh God, we're
Trip
old.
down memory lane.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, oh God, we're old moment, but that works too.
Eh.
So we left off with y'all
that's what the entire... Sorry.
Go ahead.
I said that was the entire point of our recap, is like to have a trip down memory lane.
Yeah. I'm going to roll a d20. Whoever guesses closest to it gets the inspiration point because you are all involved.
Ten.
17.
Okay, so I have 17, I have 14, 10, 7, and 6.
Good strategy, Rail.
I was the first person to say it.
You weren't.
I certainly was. I said
So what
7
was
before Tux. I said 6 before Tux said 7.
Yeah, but I rolled a 7.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, I guessed. I chose a number before anybody else did.
Oh, yeah, no. I said closest, not
Yeah.
first. Alright, anyway, Tux gets the inspiration for today. I am sure
I'd
y'all
like to argue that 7 isn't close, it's spot on. So, it's like...
Oh, you're right.
No, I'm kidding.
That's not fair. No, let him have the.
No, that's fair,
10.1.
dear.
I am easily amused today. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, we've been bullshitting for 40 minutes. Y'all are at a bar drinking.
And that's how this session feels like right now.
Oh, we're gonna go check out that. Where is your old lab?
Oh, right. It was beneath a tree. Kind of. I don't remember where the secret entrance was.
A tree where?
Pearl Plaza Park.
Park.
I'm sure Rail knows. Rail's
Why-
clear.
why don't
Haven't
we
we
go
marched all
to
around looking for monsters?
Why don't we go there and not talk about it in a public place?
Oh, just a warning, I will be testing out the new D&D Beyond Initiative tracker today. So if there's any slowdown or issues with that, I have
There won't
no
be.
control over it.
We'll have to wait.
Anyway,
I guess we'll I'll head out. Yep.
all right. So you finally leave the bar you arrived at 4 o'clock at. It's almost 9-ish now.
We're at
We're losing Ziziva. I was like, there we go.
2.
Oh, 2?
We were at 7, I think, near the end when you were saying last time.
Oh,
but
sorry. I shifted my time. Yeah, y'all
That's
arrived
why
around
I was
2.
saying we might have time to at least scout it before we went back and rested.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Let me fix my notes real quick. Yeah. I mean, y'all been in there several hours either way. Ingrid actually had some drink. It's about almost 8 o'clock. As y'all, by the time y'all arrive at the Pearl Plaza Park with Fairdeer, Kay, and Rail leading the way.
Hey, let's scout out the entrance.
Alright. So, again, Pearl Plaza Park was badly razed during the invasion. Like, almost completely destroyed. Most of the trees were burned down because the Gruul did not like them, because the Gruul are like nature, and these trees were genetically altered and sculpted by Simic and Selesnya in a, what's the word for it, co-project to create the impression of a undersea area. Over the past 6 months, most of the trees have been regrown, though they do not have the sculpting. It looks much more like a traditional park. A fountain is in the midst of being constructed in the center of this park with just a giant pearl at the center of it, so that they don't have to rename the park, because apparently it's harder to rename the park than it is to create a new reason to call it Pearl Plaza Park.
Oh,
Believe it.
Is it an
How does the-
expensive pearl where we could cast Identify near the fountain?
You were all talking at once.
We already have Pearl.
Okay. That actually is a very fascinating point. Can we just show up to the park and just do identification like all day
Well-
with that pearl? Or it's like,
One, it's a giant ass pearl, so probably you could use it.
Right.
It's questionable if someone will have an objection to you, like, waving owl feathers around. And when the fountain's finished, it's going to be spraying water all over the place.
Side question.
still, it's like,
Can I assume that the time we spent at the bar counts as a short rest?
Yeah, easily.
Okay. I'm gonna take a hit die because I took some damage last session.
yes.
I don't remember what from.
The train.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
tram. I was like,
Oh right.
You did
well,
not
you
keep your
got
footing.
slammed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
So,
no. I was like, also, God, just try to imagine the clam that had to make that pearl. I was like,
Mavana's kind of like
Process.
trailing a little bit behind. It's late at night, like dark, so she has her hand on her sword as she's looking around. Barwin Hill is a nicer area, but after the Gruul incursion, everyone is still a little on edge. Are y'all going to lead the group to where you remember the tree was?
yes.
Alright, make a history
Yeah.
roll for me. It's been about 6 months since y'all
Damn
been
it.
here.
Hey, Rail.
Would I get advantage on this?
Why would you get advantage on it?
Because I've been
I can
going there
assist.
quite. Okay.
No, you've been going to the new lab.
But I mean, like, I would like to assist, and I've
Oh,
been to
okay,
this lab,
yeah.
so
Alright, so you two work together. Roll with the...
19.
How much?
19.
19? Y'all kind of have to loop the area a few times before you start to recognize the superstructure of the park, since most of the superficial landmarks are gone. You find your way up on top of a low hill. There's no tree there, and the ground seems to have been covered over.
Hey, Rail.
yeah, Ingrid.
You should probably tell Mavana not to be super mad at me when she hears my last name for whatever reason, just in case. She'll listen to you.
That's not a bad idea.
We could just not mention your last name.
Mavana is, of course, standing about 4 feet away from y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
Hi.
I was gonna say.
She, arches a brow.
Hi, Mavana.
Nirvana,
Hello?
what do you know about the history of my family?
Is this the time? Is this really the time for this? And it's like,
She kind of is looking around the park.
We're in a lovely park.
House Corvid split into the Corvinos and the Corvidae after one of the twins were excommunicated for forgiving debts. I
Right.
think your great grandfather rebuilt the family's fortune via infrastructure projects out in the 6th precinct and the 3rd, I think.
Right.
While this is going on, I'm investigating for any hole or trap or
Make an
door or
investigation
anything.
roll.
Okay.
So, Mavana,
Hmm?
I'm Ingrid Corvidae,
Oh. Oh. Oh.
named after her.
Oh.
Yeah.
She kind of nods a little and moves slightly closer to Rail.
I'm not going to attack him. Sheesh, we've been working together for 7 months.
What was
Yes.
your roll, Fairdeer?
It's a good
17.
17?
Mhm.
How are you, you're just kind of poking around looking for stuff?
Yeah, just odd.
Towards the
Like-
top of the hillock, you find, a patch of dirt that kind of shifts when you step on top of it.
Kind of trying to excavate,
Well,
assuming there's a trap door or something.
you know who's really good at digging?
Didn't say it was without assistance.
Okay, so are you and Kay working together then? Okay, make a... I'm going to just say straight strength roll for you and Kay.
For me, that's gonna be a basically. Sorry, do I apply my Okay, I got it. 24.
Good God, what did you roll?
Got a natural 20
And your strength is +4?
on strength checks.
Why are you using dexterity-based weapons? I'm kidding, I know why you're
Oh,
using
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You do some digging while Ingrid and Rail and Mavana talk, and Griggum supervises with a bottle in hand. Opal is there as well. She's looking kind of pensive, I assume.
In the park, she might be meditating.
yeah,
She might.
But after
I'm not
about,
getting involved because too many cooks
I'm
step on
muted
each other's
if you were
toes.
talking.
after about maybe 10 minutes of digging,
Whoops, I forgot.
Fairdeer and Kay hit a wooden board.
Okay. To remove said board.
Alright, it takes a little bit more digging to clear her out. Eventually you get a good maybe 10-foot diameter wooden lid, top, or what, you're not quite sure what to call it, excavated. Lifting that out of the dirt, you find a 9-foot wide hole that runs deep into the ground.
Can I see the bottom?
No. I'm assuming you can see out to... You have dark vision, yes?
Yes.
You can see out to about 60 feet?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, no, you see 60 feet. You see just barely at the edge of your visual range, a small maintenance ladder set into the inside of the tunnel. Like, it's
So the
at
maintenance ladder is 60 feet down, give or
It's-
take.
55 feet down. So you see about 5 feet of it, and then just darkness.
I'm gonna borrow somebody's rope.
Hang on. Not mine.
Sure. I mean, there's.
Sure they don't-
What do you need rope
Okay.
for? What are y'all digging?
We're going to. Okay, yeah, good. We need to go to the lab. This was like kind of an elevator shaft, but there's no elevator. However, I see a maintenance ladder about 55, 60 feet down, but I only have 50 feet of rope, and
I
while
only
that's
have
not a problem,
25.
I just
You have some
want
rope.
10 to 15 feet. Just
Here, you
my
take
50
this 46-foot one I've got.
okay. Anybody particularly good at tying knots?
I mean, I used to repair fishing nets, so sure.
Okay, if you could tie these two together.
Make
I-
a sleight of hand check.
Well, can you put your
That's fine.
finger right there while I tie it?
Okay, so is
Yeah,
that
to
what assistant?
assist.
Yeah, I will assist.
Okay.
And I'll cast guidance.
There we go.
I call upon my divine connection to guide you in tying this knot.
Okay. Let's
Pretty
roll.
important thing. Give
24.
24? Okay, yeah, she's good at tying knots.
it. Okay, and then I will
Typically
use
sits in knots.
my super skill to basically kind of. I'm just crawling down, but I'm letting the rope
Mm-hmm.
down to the ladder so that they can
Okay.
come down. As far as securing the rope and stuff, that's on them. But
Okay. So, how are y'all going to secure the rope at the top of this hillock?
Thinking of that.
I mean, the
Well, there's
ladder
trees.
starts like 10 feet down, right? It doesn't start 60 feet down. Right?
It starts 55 feet down.
Okay.
so I needed somebody else to lend me rope because I only had 50.
Look, this is a
Alright.
park. We've got trees. It's like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there anything that looks sturdy?
I mean, yeah, there's a couple trees that are nearish between the 50 feet and the 45 feet. You can probably get enough of the rope from the nearest tree down to the ladder, probably, yeah. I would say make me another, whoever's tying it to the tree, another sleight of hand check for the knot.
I like to put a couple pittons in the ground,
That would
leaving
also
off
work.
of the tree in between. Like we tie it on the tree, and then we put a couple pittons on the ground, and then it goes down.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want the sleight of hand check?
Yes, please. Whoever's doing the knot.
Is it just me this time?
Verdir's already descended.
Okay. I will give myself guidance, though. Since I have that spell too. It's a 2, 15, 14, 15. Non-natural 20.
Alright. It seems
she'll
fairly
use
solid.
guidance
Yeah, she's
in
guidance.
order to succeed in basic fucking tasks.
I mean, why wouldn't I? It's like,
I would say
I do
while
better.
basic, it would be essential.
Yeah.
Would be my argument.
So,
no, Ingrid uses magic gratuitously all day.
it's true. Alright, so y'all have tied off a rope. You're at the mouth of a elevator shaft, it seems. Verdir has already descended.
Yeah. So once I get to the ladder, seeing down further, do I see anything other than just more ladder?
You see more ladder and more darkness.
Ingrid
Um,
pulls out a little piece of paper and writes visitor on it and tucks it into the edge of her armor. So she has her visitor pass.
It's
Okay.
fucking...
And then she'll
Uh,
start climbing down.
Alright. So, I have 2 quick questions. Y'all are descending all the way to, like, wherever this stops, right?
I mean, I'm looking around. I'm not just.
You're not just dropping, but yes, you're going to
Right.
the bottom is the intention, right? Okay.
At least until. Yeah, sorry.
Make a perception check for me as you descend.
Kay is staying up.
Who is?
Is Kay staying up, or are you carrying Kay?
I've been able to, like, kind of get him in the harness on my back before. Yeah.
I mean, or he could guard the rope.
Yeah, my next question was going to be after you hit there, how are you carrying Kay down the 240-foot deep shaft?
On my back.
Okay. Make a strength check for me.
Before Ingrid goes down, she tells Ro, remember to tell Mavana that she doesn't have to hate me, okay?
17.
Bye.
17? Okay.
Now, do you want me to go down with you, or do you want me to guard the rope? I was like,
If I am able to hear this, I'm going to respond. I think we should probably all go down.
Yeah, you are way
Alright.
out of audible range at that point.
Okay.
Faraday, you descend to a maybe
I
15
don't know,
by
I can yell
15
pretty
foot
loud down a hole.
open little chamber with a door at the side. It looks like the sliding door. Is everyone else descending with you?
Said I did.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for consensus.
I'm actually thinking I'm going to cast Enhance ability on myself. Cat's Grace.
That's probably not a bad idea.
So we got that on concentration for the next step.
I like to think that you're waiting for Grigum for a little bit before he just comes sliding down the ladder.
Alright, you should be able to drag your tokens onto the field.
Okay, switching to screens. Okay, so okay, I see where Faraday is, so that's where we're
Okay.
at.
Opal, you have a new temporary token that is more befitting your nature.
It's fire.
Faraday, don't block the bottom of the ladder. People are coming down.
Okay. Actually, wait. I'd be in front of the door.
I would just like to note that Rail comes down the ladder, sliding, hanging onto it with one hand, hanging onto his hat with the other, with his cane under his arm.
Oh,
I love
man. Like,
Because
my
if
version
you're
was
going to
good.
do,
Yours
might
was
as well do it
fantastic.
stylish.
Alright.
Okay. If you want to slide down 200 feet, that's.
Well, you've got a monk and a guy with gloves on. I think we're both fine. And it's like,
Let's see, you know.
one of my abilities is called slow fall anyway, so it's assumed that I can slide. I can do this shit easily enough.
Okay. So, check the door.
Nirvana would land roughly there. Oops, sorry. Cookie, can you pull Opal onto the tile set?
She's working on it. She
Oh,
forgot
okay.
how and we're instructing.
Oh, okay.
There's a speech bubble on. Okay, never mind. She got it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just fire. How did I know?
Yeah, I can't
okay.
see. I only have 2 screens. I need like 6 screens for this. Alright, the area is at
What
best.
the hell happened to Faraday? Like,
Under Kay, because Kay's on his back.
Yeah.
Tied on.
what? Wait, hold on. Like, then who's this MFer?
That would
Lana?
be Nirvana.
Ah.
I'd like to think that you say that in character.
I'm sorry, I never got a visual for her ever at all.
Oh,
Like,
sorry.
So, can you It's like,
Yeah, Mavana is
Can you
a
blame me?
half-elf
That's true.
in a very
Okay.
light-looking plate armor with a longsword and a shield. She has dark hair,
Yeah.
dark eyes, slightly pale skin. She wears a few pieces of religious jewelry, but not overly ostentatiously. The area...
now, like, you probably gave me the physical description
It's-
before. Like, the problem is that
For
I didn't
some
have.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mental image I had of her was completely different, and I think I know why. I think that I was thinking of, like, you know, the example paladin character
Yes.
in 5th edition?
Yeah, the orc.
The... Is that an orc?
It is a
I thought it was
half-orc.
a dark-skinned...
No, that's
Oh.
fighter.
I thought it was a dark-skinned human woman.
Nope. You're thinking the Cholson fighter.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll
maybe.
let-
But for some reason, I thought she was a dark-skinned human woman with no hair.
Nope,
I
half-elf.
don't know
Okay,
why I had
so-
that mental image.
I let Kay off of my back.
There is...
Is probably the first thing.
Okay, so there's almost no light here. The light that does come through is from up above. The air is kind of has a damp, mildewy smell to it.
Home.
Hooray for dark vision. It's like,
Can I check the door?
See.
Yeah. Oh, haha!
The door is not
I
locked.
have-
It's kind of a little stuck, though. Make a strength check because this is held in place by, to keep people from walking into the open elevator shaft.
Should we
Um,
be
I put
expecting
on my
failure?
goggles of night.
Before I do that, can I make well, I guess the first thing is it possible to hear anything through the door, or is it too
Make a
thick?
perception check.
Okay. I'm not using this die anymore. I think that's a 11.
You hear a very faint sound. It's hard to identify what it is. But you
Okay.
hear something in the distance.
Okay. All right. So strength check. Anybody want to assist me in? Oh yeah. So I need to open this door. It is going to be heavy. If anybody is willing to assist, I would.
well, I'm small enough to help when you're same square, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay. So advantage.
yes. It's like,
15.
The door creaks open into a little decontamination chamber. The walls have a kind of thick slime on them that anyone with dark vision can see. The nozzles at the top, which normally spray decontaminants, look corroded and rusted. There is a door at the far end of the chamber, similar to the one you just pried open.
And by similar, you mean it just as thick and whatnot?
Yeah, it's a thick ceiling door meant to keep things from being able to force their way in or out.
Luckily, we have somebody with a visitor pass. So, that shouldn't be a problem at all. Okay, but before I open the
In
door, I'm
theory.
going to do another perception check if I can.
From the same position, or are you going into the area moving forward?
Sorry, moving to the,
Go ahead and make your move.
right, that's the thing we do.
Alright, make your perception check.
That's gonna be a 22.
You hear a soft sobbing sound in the distance.
And I tell, how high-pitched it is, does it...
It's just very
Just
soft
sobbing.
and muffled.
Huh. A thought. This is where I was attacked last time.
Yes.
This is that lab.
Yes, this is the
Didn't
only
I
lab you
hear-
have been in.
Haven't
Right.
Yeah, Rail, technically you need a visitor's pass now, too. Don't make the rules.
So, I
Who has an office
trying
here?
to remember when I was here last. Did I just like wake up already being attacked?
You woke up with a dagger in your gut with something skittering around in the darkness. You never got a good look at it. But you ran the fuck out of here pretty quick. This was nearly 7 months ago.
Right. Whatever's there is probably trying to lure us.
Okay.
I'm gonna start readying an Eldritch Blast just in case.
Okay.
So as of note, who does not have who? Dark vision's a little too meta. Who here cannot see?
Rail and Ingrid. Oh wait,
I have
Rail
these
has his
wonderful
glasses.
goggles at night.
Ingrid
And
has.
Ingrid has
Watcher.
Okay. What about Mavana? And what
Mavana
about
is a
Opal?
half elf. She has dark vision.
Opal,
I do not believe Opal has dark vision.
and she produce fire or
I
something.
have dark vision.
Oh,
Okay.
then yeah.
Okay.
So this entire party has gone dark. Awesome.
Oh.
Oh,
So
good
there,
to know
there
that
has-
that's not a concern whatsoever.
And we don't have to give away our position either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Kay have dark vision?
Nope.
Would assume so, being a dog.
Dogs don't have dark vision.
Apparently not.
Dogs don't have dark vision.
Kay is in the dark.
Cats don't even have dark vision.
Yeah, no.
He's in the dark.
You
That
should
is
have like
weird.
something the equivalent of
He's got keen.
imprecise sense. or
He's got
sense?
keen sense, which helps with like smell and hearing based.
The question is he still tied to your back or did you let him go?
I assume
him
you
go.
set him down.
I let him go. I specified that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to try to open this door. Would anybody like to assist?
It's a 5 foot by 5 foot space. You're going to have to kind of take up most of the room to get that door open.
Gum, would you like to assist?
I certainly would
I
love to
can
assist
cast
as a tiny guy.
guidance.
Gregum is on my shoulders, and we are not. Just
I'm
however this
taking
works.
Grigum's old
We have
spot.
one big long coat, and like if I
But
don't-
I
two of
can
us.
cast guidance.
Yeah.
Take
So
Grigum's
that's
old
something.
spot and hold Eldritch Blast in case there's anything we need to hit on the other side. Or
I'll just set myself here.
Guidance is a 1d4, yes?
Yep.
And this is all kosher to the GM?
Yep.
Okay. And strength check, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 17, 18, 19, 20, 4.
The door pries open with a screeching sound, and you step out into a kind of longish corridor that runs in either direction. There's a pile of lichen that's just kind of working its way up the wall almost immediately to one side, and several varieties of mushrooms grow at either end of the corridor. 3 doors are set into the wall directly in front of you.
are they safe lichens and mushrooms?
Hmm?
Are they safe lichens and mushrooms?
Make a nature check once you enter in the room, because you can't see them from where you are.
Okay, quick question. Is this a door?
Yes, but that's not immediately visible.
Yeah, but I'm assuming I know the layout of the
Yes, there's a
previous-
door there and a door there. They're both sealed doors, much like the ones that you just came through. The ones directly in front of you are more contemporary looking, like with just privacy locks and door handles as opposed to slidings. What was your nature check, Ingrid?
I'm going to.
18.
I heard teen.
19.
19?
Sounds about-
They are mostly harmless, though they are toxic if eaten or consumed.
Like, hey, eat any mushrooms that are toxic if you eat them.
Okay. I relay this to Kay.
He kind of like,
Doesn't Kay understand common or no?
yeah,
Yeah?
you would think so.
Yeah.
Hey, don't
Whether
eat
he
these
obeys
mushrooms.
or not is another thing.
Okay.
Where is Griggum? I missed where Griggum disappeared to.
Someone is
I
standing
just-
on top of me. He's like,
My token's to the side. I see you right next to me.
no, you're on top of me right here. He's like,
I see you right here. So let me reload mine. Because it's showing you on mine next to me.
Technical
And then I'll move my
difficulties.
token.
"Blah."
There we go. Yeah,
Right.
it just didn't translate your movement to my screen for some reason.
All right, so I need everyone to make a perception check for me.
All right.
Training is paying off.
3 for me, but a 16 for Watcher.
16 for
Okay.
me.
Sorry.
I rolled a 2, but my passive is 20.
Okay. All right.
I'm apparently too distracted by being at home because I rolled a 5.
Well, if you roll lower than your passive, you
13.
just take your passive.
Okay.
Okay. My passive is 14. It's like,
Okay.
Yeah. This is perception 19.
I mean, I've told y'all this at least 4 times that I can
My
think of.
passive is a 12 then.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Okay. You all hear a faint sobbing sound coming from in the general direction of these 3 rooms. You can't quite pinpoint which room it's coming out of.
These doors over on the side too?
No, just the 3 doors at the southern end of the place. Yes, thank you for pinging.
So, do we want to open one door at a time?
Yes.
First of all, so what do I know is behind these doors?
It's
Or
been,
at least,
you're familiar
Looks
enough
like
with this
there's a
place.
door over here
These
as well.
are these 3 rooms down here are not so much bunks as crash rooms where a researcher or a lab assistant could grab a quick nap.
Okay.
The doors on either side lead to research and personal office chambers.
okay. So I'm gonna tell him that. So, sorry, you said these were the crash rooms.
Yes.
Seeing my pings.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, those were the crash rooms. Okay, so I'm going to tell people these are at least were the crash rooms for researchers and whatnot. Here and here are labs. Obviously, this is the entrance.
Because I asked if those were doors.
Yeah, I said
Earlier.
that. I said that
Yeah.
there's sealed doors, much like the ones that y'all came through.
Okay.
He's explaining.
Going-
Okay, so if you don't mind, Gregum, I'd like to go to this middle door and
I was
do
saying we
a
should
perception
confront
check.
Make your perception check.
I personally say we need to confront the sobbing. He's like,
That's
Whatever it is most likely
18?
going to try to kill us.
It
right.
sounds
So
louder.
best to get that out of the way first. He's like,
okay. But I'm just hearing the sobbing and nothing else.
Yeah, you're only hearing sobbing. I mean, there's like background sound of people moving and kind of Kay breathing and Opal crackling and Mavana's armor, stuff like
Okay.
that.
But I'm not hearing like movement on the other side or anything like that, just
Nope.
sobbing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Open that bitch up.
And do these go to the same room? Or are they different
It's
rooms?
different rooms each.
Okay. I guess try the middle door. Any objections?
None. He's like, except maybe
Yeah.
I should open it. I don't know. He's like,
Okay.
yeah, fair enough. Like, so I attempt to open the door. He's like,
Locked.
I can do something about that.
sure.
Well, I know how to unlock these doors.
Yeah, with a key.
I can attempt to pick up.
Go for it. Otherwise, I'll break it down. I was like,
I guess I just want to know, like, is this just like a combination lock that I know or something?
No, it's a key lock.
And I don't have the key for this.
No. You
Okay.
did not reside and did not spend frequent amounts of time here other than checking in for your assignments.
All right.
Let me know if you need any help, bro.
Mavana kind of glares
say-
at Fairdeer.
Ingrid, if you could be so kind as to cast guidance on me.
Okay, well, I mean, I can also help with the tension bars and stuff if you want. Guidance only gave an extra. Oh, I'll let you roll guidance. I guess that's what we've been doing. I don't know why I rolled. Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, right now, I actually already have advantage from the cat's grace.
Yeah.
So you can't stack advantage.
Nope.
I forgot about Cat's Grace.
Makes me glad I cast that instead of pass without trace. All right, so this will be a sleight of hand check.
It would be a lock-picking check, which is if you have proficiency in thieves' tools, your proficiency bonus plus
Which I
your
do.
dexterity.
Can I do an
Okay.
insight on Mavana as to why she's glaring at me?
You are standing between her and Rail.
Okay, so it's effectively the same as a sleight of hand check. Because I do have proficiency, I do have thieves' tools, and let's see, a roll 1, roll 2. It's a 17 plus 20, non-natural.
Yeah, it's just a privacy lock to keep people from walking in on you when you're like changing clothes. There's like
There's
two pins.
no such thing as overkill.
You stick the thing in, and just pop, and the door clicks as the lock opens.
Impressive.
Alright. I'm going to try to very stealthily peek through the door.
Make a stealth roll.
Alright. With advantage.
Well, aren't you in heavy armor?
Am I in heavy armor? I don't believe so.
Oh wait,
think he's
no,
in
that's right.
medium.
You're fine. I completely forgot that we had that discussion already. All right, you care?
Medium armor.
Yeah. What was your roll?
20.
There's on the bed a hunched, gray-skinned figure, leaning forward, face in hand, sobbing softly. Its legs end in two pointed spikes, where normally you
Oh.
would expect, feet.
Do I have a visual line of sight?
Ish? Yeah.
And I make. Would it be history, arcana, or nature? As to if I know what this thing is,
I would
based on my knowledge of experiments.
Dealer's choice in this case.
Religion?
Would nature seem like, because I may not know like all the experiments, but I kind of know like what their general theory is, if that makes sense.
Okay. First, make a perception roll for me as you're inspecting this at a range.
That's going to be a 21.
21. At first, what looked like it was holding hands to its face, on closer, careful, and very quiet inspection, revealed that it's not its hands it's holding against its face. It has two bone-like skewers through a pair of hands and is holding those hands against its face.
battle formation, everyone? It's like,
No.
What is this?
What? Roll your nature check now.
Like
I am backing away.
an 8.
8?
I am
No
playing for
clue.
I'm just over and over holding Eldritch Blast just in case.
So,
I'm assuming I have my crossbow equipped.
well,
so
let me ask a question.
Hmm.
Griggum and Rail, y'all both shifted position. Were you doing so stealthily?
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
I would ask you to roll stealth then.
Alright.
19. It's like,
That is somewhere above 25. 17 plus 8.
Okay, yeah.
17 plus 8 is exactly 25. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
can I ready my crossbow?
Yes,
Like, I'm not taking an action, but it's there.
you're pulling it out.
Shield on.
Opal, anything you're doing?
Head.
shifting to where I was.
was
originally.
thinking about activating my flame tongue, but I'm not for certain if I'm going to use it yet, so I'm going to hold off on it.
Okay.
Are you drawing the blade
Obviously,
either way?
Ivana doesn't
Yeah.
understand thieves can't.
No. She's pretty straight-laced.
Don't think I do either.
Yeah.
None of us are thieves, apparently. It's like, so. Yeah. It's like,
Well, I'm
Just
sure Rail
Rail.
isn't either. Rail is
As far
just...
as you know, Rail is just
It's the
Rail.
cleric and nothing else.
right.
Man, I keep on rolling low for this thing. As y'all are standing there watching it, it just continues to have its face in its hand, in those two hands sobbing.
Maybe just close the door. Leave it alone.
We could.
I don't want this thing
Over
above
the murmur, like,
Yeah,
when
obviously.
I try to talk to it, it's like...
No, I think we should just leave it alone.
I think that thing is a trap.
We are whispering.
Meanwhile, I
altogether,
can't hear
but
any of
the other
this.
I
thing is
said
we're
over the
talking
murmur
about is-
for me.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
spies remember. I forgot we had that. I was like, did I ever
Hopefully
click mine
Mavana-
back?
Uh,
I think
Just
I would think.
we returned it.
Yeah,
hopefully
doesn't have
Ivana
it.
understands that we're just kind of being quiet.
Yeah, but the
Yes,
the
but
thing
there's
is
a door open.
Yeah, if you could quietly shut that door,
you know,
that
we'll
would probably
quietly-
be good.
I'll quietly shut the door, but honestly, I think we should deal with it now, like, so that we don't have it at our backs later.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of opposed at just shooting things in the
Finally,
face.
Dear, does it know
mean-
anything?
after like watching it for maybe 5 minutes, it
Yeah,
kind of
like, thankfully, we closed the
and
door.
lifts its head. Oh, you closed the door?
Yeah.
Roll a stealth on
Stealth?
closing the door.
Uh, 9.
Yeah.
It's one of those fucking doors where it opens up quiet enough, but as you shut it,
Clang.
There is like a pause for a moment, as it lifts its head, and you see its black, hollow eyes have been leaking like a thick black ichor instead of
History
tears.
check!
Huh?
History check. Does it look like the vision ones?
Make a history roll.
Or do I just like, I just recognize
Roll
it?
history.
Or... Aw. I should have just said I recognized it. It's a 7.
While there is some superficial resemblance to it, those in your vision seemed undead. This does not seem to be giving off an undead aura. Its jaw,
it's very much disturbingly alive.
its jaw distends as it stands up on 2 bony pointed legs, and its bone pincer arms extend towards Griggum. And I'm going to ask everyone to
hi.
roll initiative.
So much for being able to talk to it.
Wait a second. I mean, don't actually wait. I'm looking something up.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking up Mavana's initiative. Plus,
It was not a dexterity check. I don't get advantage on that.
nope.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Wow, Mavana rolled like shit too. All right,
Sure, she may not have
Alright.
known what was going on.
not really. All right. So with this new system, just tell me your initiative and I enter it in.
11.
11,
13.
13,
Archer has 14 and I have 13.
14, and 13.
I may have a higher dex than Rail, I'm not sure.
Fair dear.
19.
Opal.
24.
Okay, damn.
Alright.
And we are beginning combat.
Okay. Point of order before we really get into the thick of it. 30 minutes until 1 o'clock. If it goes well into that, I'd say after the combat, maybe break.
Yep.
All
Are we
right.
resolving any held actions if we wanted to, or?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know if, like, we're assuming at this point it's pretty...
It went
Aggressive.
hostile, and I mean, you never said
Yeah.
what you were holding to trigger your Eldritch Blast with, but I assume it going hostile would be the trigger. So go ahead.
The door
It's a
open or
universal trigger.
closed?
The first one would miss, and 15?
15 to hit? No.
The door was being attempted in closing, but I
Yeah.
assume that it's like
You have sharpshooter, that's why
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was still asking.
Yeah.
Would that allow me to activate my flame tongue?
It's your turn. You can activate Flame Tongue as a bonus
Or-
action.
Oh,
I was,
right. I forgot I'm at the top of the initiative.
Yes.
So,
and I guess I'll do my attack then.
Yes, fair dear. What?
I was holding my action, so I go now, right?
What were you holding your? You said you readied it. You didn't say you were holding an action.
Oh, okay. Fair enough, I guess. That's all I meant, but okay.
I
If
can't.
didn't say
I
that,
can't
then-
give you all a
That's
surprise round every time combat starts.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I'm sorry.
an assassin
That-
rogue
we
would
didn't
be
surprise
kind
it.
of yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, assassin rogue would be kind of broken.
I said the wrong thing. I admit fault.
All right, Opal, you're up.
That's weak.
okay.
It's okay to use fire! Just to be clear!
I figured, but thanks for the confirmation. I assume I don't have line of sight of it yet.
Not really from that position.
Okay. So, I guess I'll bonus action activate my flame tongue, and
Okay.
then, if it gets into range of me, I'll hit it. So I'll hold my action for that.
Okay. Next turn, fair deer.
Okay. I attack with my crossbow.
And
Okay.
you can move through friendly spaces if you need to.
All right.
I can hit it, right?
You got relative line of sight. Yes.
Okay. First attack is a natural 20.
That'll hit.
Let's see. Gosh, it's been so long. Okay.
You double your damage
action.
dice.
So that's going to be 48.
48 or 4d8.
Sorry. I am rolling damage.
Okay.
5.
Or D8.
yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, I forgot to roll initiative.
Okay, 16.
1 second. I'm still getting used to this. Hold on to that damage. Something went cat-eyed.
Yep.
Okay. Let me record where we are real quick, and then I'll reload the Simic lab. Okay. Go back. Run encounter. There we go. Okay. Sorry, it didn't load Mavana's character stuff. Let me just re-enter information. Watcher rolled 14, you rolled 13, right, Ziz?
Uh,
And then Rail also got 13.
Okay. Alright, so there we are.
all right. Dex is 14.
Okay.
I think
What's
it's
yours?
15, so we could either roll off or whatever
It's your call.
on it.
You can go first.
Okay, so Opal took her turn.
You got the advantage.
Fairdeer, what was the damage you rolled?
So for the first one, it's going to be 16 damage.
16? Okay,
Yes. Okay, now I'm going to roll for my second attack.
go ahead.
I'm assuming a 10 does not hit.
No.
Okay. Okay. That's it for me.
Are you using your bonus action to command K?
Right, my second attack doesn't take my bonus action. Done this first, but okay, Hunter's Mark.
Okay. You are now concentrating on Hunter's Mark on the creature. Speaking of which, it's now the creature's turn. Let's see here now. It is going to use Harpoon Arm. Let's see here. That's 5, 10, 15, 20. So
I'm sorry, what?
its arm, it
It's a
extends,
Simic thing.
it extends one of the
God damn.
bone-spiked arms towards Griggum, which fires forward. Let's see here.
God
That
damn it,
is...
Grawl.
Can I deflect missiles?
Okay, 15 plus 7 is 22. I'm assuming that hits.
Can I deflect missiles?
It's not a missile.
It's not shooting?
It's a melee
harpoon.
weapon attack.
It is its arm. The arm is spiked bone.
Yeah. It has
Right,
a
but
60-foot...
harpoons are thrown, shot.
Yeah, it has a 60-foot reach on this attack.
It's still attached, I guess.
Yeah. It's not technically a ranged attack.
Don't forget your bottle is a healing potion once per
I
day.
understand that. I'm just trying to wrap my head around a harpoon that is not a ranged weapon.
Well, it's also its arm. It's not firing
right,
a
but you
spike
think
at...
that that was a lance or spear, but not.
Okay,
Look, anyway,
Think
anyway,
of it.
I'm hit.
Misnomers
15 is my armor
aside.
class.
Okay.
Think of it like Mr. Fantastic.
Pretty much,
It's
yes.
stretchy.
No,
5,
I get
6,
the
7,
visual.
8,
I don't understand the naming.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 damage. I need you to...
Jesus.
Oh, and... Oh, wow, it just auto-grapples, huh? That's brutal. Okay,
Good thing I'm trained for grappling.
yeah. So the bone spear shoots into Griggum's shoulder. There is like a kind of hooking sensation, and it retracts it to forcibly move Griggum 5 feet forward.
Let's just
Damn.
stick it here. He's like,
Yep.
So basically, get over here.
Pretty much, yes. It then uses Sorrowful Embrace And
Joke's on you, I'm already drunk.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Against... It's like,
DC 15.
well, I'm in tight because I have certain actions I can take, but I'll just take...
It's an
I'll just
attack
take
of
that.
sorts.
Like, unfortunately, that's a 9. It's like
9? Okay, you then
Yeah.
take 4, 5... 5, 6, 7, 8,
You're
9,
all
10,
welcome, by the
11,
way.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You take 18 psychic damage as just waves of loneliness and sorrow rack your body. And let's see here now. No creature was within 5 feet of it at the start of its turn, so that's fine. And there we go. It is done. That's its actions.
Let me double
Ingrid-
check the math here. Let's see. 3... That's 37 damage total. I'm pretty sure, like how many of you guys can stand up to that? I'm curious.
I technically can.
It'd take one hit that bad.
Yeah.
I never promised to make this easy for y'all. Alright, so...
No, I just want to say you're welcome.
Gee.
So, Watcher is up.
Watcher, splash a potion on him from above.
Watcher, yeah, within 5 feet, so he easily has the movement, he has the potion. Griggum, there is a light splash on the back of your head, and then Watcher kind of lands on the nape of your neck, and carefully massages a healing potion into your scalp before fluttering back to Ingrid. I believe that was a basic healing potion.
Yeah.
That is 1d4 plus 4. Whoever wants to roll it.
I'll let Griggum
Is it
roll it.
1? I thought it was 2. I was like,
No, 1d4 plus 4. Healing potions are not bad.
I know, but I'm just trying to...
Basic healing is 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Do
thinking
you want
healing
to
word.
do you
aren't
want to
I?
roll it, Griggum? Since I'm going
Yeah.
next, that way you can roll it while I'm going.
Man, I am asleep.
So, I mean, I'm up next, right?
You act after that, unless Rail, you want to let Rail go first.
I'll roll the healing then. It's like,
Okay, I'm going to just do the Eldritch Blast thing. I have Sharpshooter, so I should be okay where I'm at,
Mm-hmm.
so that other people can get to the doorway if they need it.
Okay.
So, use my bonus action to hex it for strength
Okay.
first. And then, let's see. I think that doesn't hit it, but a 15 for the first beam
That does not hit.
and 21 for the second beam.
That'll hit.
Oh.
by the way, out of character, should I be keeping track of stuff on my token, or is everything on Roll20 being... Not Roll20, on Beyond being shown? It's like,
It's not being shown on my end. I would say just track it in one of two places, or at least one of the places. Because
Okay.
I'm not tracking y'all's health. I'm depending on y'all to tell me when you go down and stuff.
well, I mean, yes, I'm doing the tracking myself. I'm just wondering, is it displayed for the rest of...
Oh, yes. We have
people
both.
watching.
We have D&D Beyond's overlay is available for people to check that. And the Roll20 map is showing as well.
Okay.
11 damage.
11 damage? Alrighty.
I'm gonna stay where I'm gonna stay where I'm at for now because I barely have view of it, so I don't want to go any further.
Okay. Rail is up then.
Yes. So Griggum's still looking pretty messed up, right?
He's at about 50%.
Yeah.
Yes.
I managed to
I'm
heal
going
10
to
points
step-
last time. It's like, I was lucky.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm going to step in here. I'm going to say, Mivana, if you'd be so kind, And I'm going to
Gospel special.
cast. Yeah, I'm going to upcast. Oh no, not that. Just she can get past.
Yeah.
I'm going to upcast Cure Wounds at 3rd level on Gregum.
Okay, damn.
Uh,
That's 3d8 plus your spellcasting modifier, I believe.
3d8 plus 4. So yeah, so let me roll it. 4, 2, 5. So it's 11 plus 4, 15 points back, Gregum.
Righty.
Alright.
And I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Shillelagh.
Okay.
Wait, actually, no. I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Help on Greg. Shoot, no, it's not within 5 feet of me.
Nope.
Damn it, it's within 5 feet.
Yeah.
You
can activate the Raven's Head Dagger. Shillelagh or the Raven's Head Dagger is all I can see, but you'll take 5 points of damage if you do the dagger. But it'll run for an hour, I believe.
Yeah. You know what? No, I'm going to I'm going to use hell with it. I'm going to move the rest of the way over here. Let's flank this son of a gun.
Okay.
You know what?
You're
Can you flank something if you're hiding?
Wait, give me that one more time.
Can you flank something if you're hidden?
Not really, because it's not being threatened by you then.
Right.
Like it actively has to have its attention divided. Is the thing. Like,
yeah.
All right. Okay. You know what? I will stay over here and end my turn.
Okay.
I'm not going to get crazy about it.
that's probably a good move because it apparently does something when people are within 5 feet of it at the start of its turn.
And I will cast Shillelagh because
I
I'm
know.
as well.
So we get like we should be acting as if we don't know that, like, but nonetheless, out of character, that was slipped. So
I don't know what this thing does. So
yeah.
All right, Grigum, you're up.
Yay! It's like, and I'm currently grappled, right? It's like,
yeah, you can use your action to try and break the grapple if you want.
Now here's the thing.
I could have used help with that.
Now here's the thing I want to know. Can I move while being grappled, or
you can not move away from the creature? Actually, I think.
I
Hold on,
figured
let me
that
check
would-
that. A grappled creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated, or ends if it's removed from the range. Yeah.
But you have normal
Because the-
attacks.
Yeah, the thing is that I was curious since it was just a skewering into me. I was like, can I just like forcibly shift into like here? But since it simply says, "Hey, your speed is 0," okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it and I'll just. Ooh boy, it's like, let me double check what my things are. I hate how the opening thing pretty much. Hang on. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I feel that being grappled is not a good thing.
Generally, no.
But here's the thing. If I'm grappled, can I not grapple them back?
You can totally grapple it back.
But here's the thing. It doesn't break my grapple. It's like,
No.
no. All right. So it's not old school grappling where you basically are taking turns having the upper hand. It's like, this is straight up. You have it, you don't. It's like, you both have it, you don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so can I use acrobatics to like escape artist out, or like does it have to be straight up athletics?
I would allow acrobatics, but it'll take your action either way.
Yeah.
So
My problem is that. Yeah. I'm just gonna have to do it. Actually, no. The problem is like that if I break out and then it's just then my only other option is to run. It's like for moves. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to stay grappled and just start attacking.
I mean, it seems so smarter in this thing. You've got people healing you. You've got
Yeah.
support.
And people shooting from behind, from my back here. Like, so I will.
I won't hit you. I'm a sharpshooter.
Yeah, no. I understand you're not going to hit me. Like, now, unfortunately, like being grappled and in its face, I do not get advantage for doing this.
Nope.
It's like, because technically he's in control. It's like he, she, it is like, Can I not wield drunkard staff with both hands?
You can use it with both hands, yeah.
Okay,
It's just shot your shoulder and you can't get away from it.
gotcha. So I'll just two-hand this son of a bitch. It's like, how does a 20 do you? It's like,
That'll
as a
hit.
total. It's like, all right. It's like, and I'll get the second attack from the staff out of the way as well. It's like,
Okay.
in the bum. Come on. Okay. 22, which I assume also.
22 will hit, yes.
All right. Okay, first attack. Okay, so wow. Okay, so the first attack, magical by the way, because drunkard staff, is a grand total of actually double checking. Like, does a +1 weapon not give a +1 to damage as well? Like,
It'll give a +1 to damage, yeah.
huh? Like, it's not. It's like, for some reason that's not showing up on my attack calculations. All right, so
That may be my fault. I'm still learning how to enter things into D&D Beyond.
yeah, well, okay. It just means that I have to adjust from here. So both attacks are 13 for a total of 26.
All right.
You know, just so in case there are any what do you call it? Like damage reduction for 13. Because I rolled 2 8s on d8s.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. It's like, now onto using my key point. It's like for flurry of blows. And it's like,
Okay.
and I'm just going to 2 more unarmed strikes. You've got a a 14, which
Nope. Sorry.
no, okay. However, the next one's going to make up for it as a natural 20
Nice.
for 28.
Nice.
That was an unarmed strike, though, not using the drunken
Yeah,
staff,
no, not
so it
using
doesn't
the, not
trigger.
using the staff. So yeah, I understand that. It's
Okay,
but
just
still,
confirming.
nat 20.
Yep. Whew, go ahead and roll double damage dice.
All right, 2d6. Sounds like eat your heart out, great sword. All right. So 11 damage. It's like,
11 damage.
yep.
Alrighty. Your strikes are landing, but the darkness around it seems to be almost absorbing the impacts.
And it's like, as part of my tavern brawler, for whatever reason, it's like, no, wait, sorry.
Even with the magic quarterstaff?
Yep.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, no. Tavern brawler activates on a bonus action, which I just used, so yeah, no. Have at it. Oh wait, actually, it's like, can I activate Fury of the Small?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, additional 7 damage on that last one. It's like,
Alrighty. Okay, that's extra damage dealt through Fury of the Small. Griggum got a little hot under the collar, it looks like. Okay, so that moves it on
Yes.
to Mavana's turn. She draws her sword and shield, like she speaks a word of it and, to her sword, and just gold color fire springs along the length of it as she advances past Rail, past Griggum, next to the thing, and makes a searing. Wow, I can't talk. Too many S's. Searing Smite attack.
Searing Smite.
So let's see her.
Also, I know I said that I was thinking of getting a Ritual Caster next level. No, I'm straight up getting resilience and training in Wisdom saving throws for once in my goddamn life.
Okay, so 10 plus 6 will hit, and she will spend a second level 2 spell slot for Smite. So that is 2d6, 1d8.
So my 15th have just been one too low. It turns out I needed that Rod of the Pact Keeper.
Yep, sorry. How much is it? Okay, it's 2d8 plus 1d8 for every additional level, so that's 3d8. I need more d8s, apparently. Okay, so fire damage is 6, 7, 8, 9. Then 3d8 for the smite, which is 8, 9, 10, 11. Then 1d8 for the actual sword strike, which is another 8. And plus 5 damage. So her first strike does 33 damage to it. And you can only smite once per turn, right? When you hit with a melee weapon? No, you can do multi-smites. Okay, awesome. She'll then use her second attack. That's a natural 1, so that misses, so she is done on her attacking. Let me just input that. And we are back to the start of the combat turn with round 2, turn 1, Opal. You're up.
Okay.
Paladins.
Light it up. Light it the fuck up.
I'm trying. So I guess I will move like here-ish.
Alright, yeah, you can move through allies.
And attack with my flame tongue.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Wait, where's Griggum's token?
Just past the door.
Here.
Well,
Oh, I can't see it. That's weird.
You may
I had
need
to reload
reroll.
mine every time he moves for some reason.
It's only over Griggum,
Yeah,
it
like, I
seems.
see. Yeah, it's so weird. Like,
What was your attack roll, Opal?
Of course. Blame
well,
the
my
goblin.
first one missed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll my second one. 27.
That'll hit, yeah.
Okay. Where's my dice?
And you do an additional 2d6 fire damage.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for the reminder.
It's been a while since we did the practice attacks. Are you going to try to stun it?
She's not making an unarmed attack right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
17.
17 damage? God damn.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then, I guess I'll bonus action disengage and move like here.
Okay. That'll spend one of your key points, though. Like, the shadows keep on roiling around it and seeming to absorb most of the hits, but even with that, it's looking like it's starting to take some severe damage. There's lines of, like, black, ichor blood oozing from bruises and slash marks on its body at this point. That's the end of Opal's turn. Yes?
Yep.
Alright, Fairdeer is up.
Okay. First attack. Misses.
Mm-hmm.
Attack. That's 9. Hold on. 19. 26.
26, that'll hit.
Get Hunter's Mark.
So. That's 24 damage.
24 damage? Okay.
And hold on. Yeah, that's my turn.
No bonus action, not commanding K or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Then it's its turn. At the start of its turn, Psychic Leech triggers. I need Griggum and Mavana to both make Wisdom saving throws.
Jim with the freaking wisdom with Monk being shit at it. 18.
Yeah, you're fine.
What
Alright.
definition of fine? Like half damage or none?
None.
Like,
No damage.
Is Mavana looking?
Mavana resisted as well. She's looking okay. It has the arm harpoon in Griggum. Its other arm extends towards Fairdeer, flies past Rail, and let's see here now. Does a 19 hit Fairdeer? Hello?
Tim, someone
Fair,
came to the room, but his AC is a 15.
15? Okay. Sorry, I can't have that screen up while I'm managing 6 other screens, so...
That's why I opened his tab through the wiki.
Okay. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 damage to Fairdeer, and he is grappled as well. It then used Sorrowful Embrace again to pull Fairdeer 60 feet. And I need Fairdeer and Griggum to both make Wisdom saving throws.
Brigham again?
Griggum is still grappled by its other arm.
Leave him alone.
total of 20.
20?
Nice.
Nice.
Yes. It's like,
Fairdeer has a +4 if you want to roll for him.
better than my +1.
Or do we want to just wait for him to come back?
Aye.
Oh, there you are.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Wisdom
Okay.
saving throw.
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Has you it harpooned you and pulled you over.
That would be a 18.
Alright, so y'all both resisted and only take 10 psychic damage. As
So you took
Sheesh.
30 total, Fairdeer.
as overwhelming sadness just assaults your psyche.
I'm so glad I'm 2.5 bottles into this battle.
All right. That's
Maybe-
its.
Maybe a full 3 bottles now. It's like I basically shout back at it. It's like, I'm already drunk, you bastard. It's like,
Okay. It's not going to move. So. Oh right. Hold on. Yeah, I made a slight miscalculation with the HP. 1 second. Opal. How much fire damage specifically did your attack do?
10.
10 fire damage? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, then finishing its turn and moving on. Zizva, it is Watcher's turn again.
Just waiting this time.
Okay, then it is Ingrid's turn or Rail's turn, whoever wants to go first.
I'll go ahead and go. A miss. Okay, that's 2 misses, but luckily I have my bracers. So I'm going to use my bonus action to shoot again.
Okay,
21
that'll hit.
for... Man, this is rolling bad. A 1 on the D10, a 2 on the D6. So 7 damage on the first beam, and then the second one should hit with a 19.
Yep,
So that one does 19 damage.
19 damage. Okay,
So 7 and the 19 for 26 total damage.
force?
Yes, and does it push it back any?
No. Oh wait, are you using the invocation?
Yes, I have the one where you push back.
Okay. At your angle, its backward momentum would be arrested by the wall, but you do push it back against the wall. It can't move away from you in that direction.
I mean, you probably could just slide down one, but I don't think that would help any. It's like,
If I gotten maybe like there, but it's probably not going to help much.
Okay.
Because grappled, it might just pull him with it.
It would just pull them with it.
it would, yeah. But it also means that he can't pull any other people in closer. It's like,
It can't
but
pull any other people
currently
in
he
closer
can't
now.
because
Yeah.
because both hands are occupied, which is kind of, I guess, the point of what we're doing right here. It's like, but yeah, now I'm down a reasonable chunk, like maybe like a little under half. And it's like, now if I keep myself from being skewered further, it's like, and take half damage from here on out of the. It's like,
I was planning to heal next turn after.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
All right. So that's action, bonus action with Ingrid. If you're using a invocation that alters your Eldritch Blast, please remind me because I don't always remember. Okay. I'm going to assume that's an okay.
Said okay.
Okay, it didn't come through. Moving on, Rail's turn.
All right. So, unfortunately, if you cast a spell as a bonus action, you can't cast any other spell other than cantrips,
Yep.
right?
If you cast one spell in a turn, you can only cast a cantrip for any other spell.
All right.
like there are
So
some
hopefully,
there's some outliers, but in general, yeah. Like
Yeah.
if you cast a spell as a
Yeah.
bonus action, you can just only do cantrips from then on out. Like,
Yep.
it's
So-
standard.
hopefully everyone can survive a round without healing, because sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Spiritual weapon.
Okay. I'm assuming either on top of the carpet or on top of the bed. Just draw a little square wherever
on
you're
top
going
of
to.
the bed. Yeah.
Okay.
Draw.
What form does this spiritual weapon take?
What weapon is Mavana using?
Mavana is using a longsword. It was wreathed in golden flame for a second, but that went out when she hit.
Then it's going to be a longsword where the hilt is the shape of a crow,
Okay.
with like the blade coming out of the beak. Because why not?
Sure.
Alright, so spiritual weapon attack is 1d20 for the attack roll. That is natural 1. Shit.
Nope. Sorry.
Alright, I'm also going to cast. This thing looked like it was taking damage from Opal's fire, right?
Yeah.
Then I am going to cast Produce Flame.
Okay.
That is also an attack, so let me roll it.
Fire!
That is another natural 1, for God's sake.
Jesus.
Okay.
Well,
I guess that's it
action,
for
bonus
Rail's turn.
action. Yeah. All right. Grigum,
Hey,
you're up.
my first 2 attacks were a 1 and a 2 last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing has the ability to affect our roll. Can reach out of the
Okay,
game.
So it's becoming fairly clear that at this point, the only damage you can do is that, close AoE burst thing. It's like once we've pinned down its skewering ability.
Yeah.
So the worst idea ever is to get out of this, is to undo the grappling, in which case you can do it again, and hell, even if you get away from it, then that means it's going to just do it on someone else and drag them in, who probably can't take the hit as well. So it's just me coming in with my I'm attacking.
Okay.
Okay, how's an 18 do? It's like,
That'll hit.
all right, it's like it's D6 plus 5. Hey, it's like 11. It's like no, wait, sorry, not D6, D8. It's like bleh. Sorry, let me fix that real quick.
Okay.
Get I don't know what it is. I'm just rolling max damage on damage dice. It's like let's see. 13 is like magic. It's like here comes the second strike, thanks to it's like two attacks per action now.
Mhm.
It's like, that's another 18. It's like,
That'll hit.
and here comes the damage. That one's an 11 this time. It's like,
All right.
and
One
then
second.
I will use. Okay.
Well, how do you want to do this?
Oh. Like I want to say that like it pretty much is a full thing of they're considering the way that he is skewered himself. The only way he's able to use the staff effectively is more or less stabbing, thrusting motions himself. So there's a lot of and just think full on Keelik from Soul Calibur. It's like
Just staff
then
spam.
just-
Yeah.
and then just one big thrust like that. It's like right at its head. It's like,
All right. That last thrust, there is a audible crack, and black ichor just rolls from its eyes, its nose, its mouth, at its ears. It shudders and drops to its knees and goes limp before y'all.
Okay.
And Ingrid leans in the doorway in front of Rail and touches the raven's breast and puts 2 hit points worth, 2 hit die
dice.
worth of healing into anyone hurt.
All right. Roll your hit die.
For that was a bad roll, yeah. Only 10.
Everyone.
Really
with-
bad rolls.
everyone's within 60 feet, so everyone can heal 10 points of hit dice, I believe.
Hooray.
20 feet, right? Unless my armor got an upgrade.
Oh, right, yeah, 20 feet, sorry. I was thinking 30 for some reason. Let's see, it's 5, 10, 15. Everyone's still within 20 feet, so anyone who's taking damage, you can heal 10 hit points if you want.
taking it.
All right.
Permission to burn.
So,
Maybe we should check it for clues first?
well, how about we do that when we get back from break?
Yes.
All right.
So I'm gonna reload my.
Stalled burning.
Ah,
So we're going to go
I'm
on
also
break.
going to reload
Yup.
my. I said I was going to reload my character sheet because I still don't see the magic bottle of alcohol. I was like,
I swear, I keep on adding it, and for some reason it just doesn't show up. I don't know what's going on. It functions as a
I had
basic healing potion. I mean,
yeah. Like I have potion of healing on here, so
yeah.
I may as well use it now. That's like what, once a day or
The bottle is once a day, yes.
yeah.
Okay, so we're going on break. We'll be back in about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on, call it a soft 15, a hard 20. We'll be back as soon as possible. I'm going to run a couple commercials during the break. Sorry about that, but it helps support the channel a little, so please bear with us. I hope y'all been having fun. I know I've enjoyed this combat, brought to you by My Twisted Mind with the help of D&D Beyond and a bunch of other things. So, back in a little bit.
Yeah. Later.
Back in a bit.
Don't worry, I can do it for you.
Oh, there we go.
My audio is live. We are back. Hello. Please bear with us real quick. We're getting ourselves reorganized and seated. There were some mild technical what the heck is going on here. We still don't know what's going on here. If anyone knows, please let us know because I'm very confused by several things.
Okay.
Hello, welcome back.
Players, we are definitely confused about a lot of things. So if you know what's going on about the plot and stuff too, definitely tell us. I wish we'd listened to Equilibrium about looking down when we were back at Devotion's place.
I'm always confused.
Well, I have no way or idea or desire to respond to that, so I'm just going to throw y'all back into a dungeon. The creature slumps and lets out like a little soft choking sob before it falls still before you.
Is it dead?
Was it alive?
I don't know. It was stabbing us.
Well, it bled to death.
I just want to burn it.
Also had its head cracked open. I'd say it was alive enough.
I think this is a good time for an actual
Autopsy?
autopsy. So yeah,
Oh.
at least try to figure out what the hell this thing was.
On the bed?
And I guess people can rest while we're doing the autopsy.
I'm just gonna go sit outside and mope until I can burn it.
Yeah, just a quick battlefield autopsy. Why not?
Okay. I'm assuming you're laying it out on the bed then to do so?
Yeah.
Make a strength check to maneuver. It's pretty dense.
Okay. Strength check, you say?
Can I consider
How
this
does
a
an
short
8
rest?
do you?
What was that number?
8. Rail is not that strong. He's many things.
Yeah.
But not.
It's pretty densely muscled. You're having some trouble maneuvering it. Yes, Opal, you can consider this a short rest.
Cool.
So, Fandir, are you doing hit dice on your short rest? I can
Yes.
help. I can help Rail with the autopsy since I'm not hurt.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I'll
I
help
would do so, but
That.
All right, go ahead and make a strength roll with advantage then, since Ingrid is now helping you.
Okay. Oh, jeez. And I'm going to need a prestidigitation to help clean up my clothes after this.
Yes.
It's getting that gook everywhere. It's a 13.
13, you kind of, with Ingrid's help, roll it up on top of the thing. Go ahead, and you have the surgery tools still?
I never got rid of them.
All right. It would be, did you train proficiency in them?
I don't think I ever did.
All right, so it's just
Maybe
your
next downtime.
as this is a protracted skill set over the course of a protracted skill use or tool use over the course of an hour. I will say, unless someone is constantly casting guidance on you every 6 seconds, you can't benefit from guidance in this. However,
would this not qualify as medicine?
medicine is to diagnose and treat. This is basically a fact-finding experimentation thing. Ingrid is helping you, though, so you will have advantage. I need you to make an intelligence roll with advantage, because you don't have proficiency trained with surgery tools yet.
Alright, and investigation wouldn't work.
No, that's asking questions, researching, stuff like that. This is,
Alright.
you don't
I
use...
can just imagine you screaming at the corpse, "Who are you?"
Let me put it like
why
this.
I wanted Rail to be an occultant.
You don't use athletics to use smithing tools. You don't use performance to play a instrument. You don't use dexterity or intelligence to play a game of cards or chess. Tool users are their own thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like I get the idea mechanically between instruments and performance, but at the same time, the sentence itself sounds weird.
There is a synergy. Like if you have performance and you have the instrument, and you have both of them with proficiency, you can make your rolls with advantage by default. So there is some synergy.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, that was a 6.
But that's not our focus right now. Right now we're doing the intelligence thing.
Yeah. So what was the roll?
16.
16. You basically, with Ingrid's help, get it open. You start at the arms because those are the most noticeable. The skin is very elastic with like a sort of whipcord muscle built around the elbow and shoulder joints. Moving on up to the torso and chest, you find that it has vaguely humanoid organs, though they're in odd positions and most of the color has been leached out of them, and several of them are malformed or just not quite right. You can ask, you rolled higher than a 15, right?
Yes.
You can ask 3 questions.
Okay. Was this thing originally a natural species? Like, is this something that looks like it was grown, or something that was experimented on and turned into that?
You're not quite 100% sure on that. It does not look like it was mutated from another organism.
Okay. Does it look like it was malnourished? Like, was it starving down here?
It, like, examining the stomach and what you assume are the intestines, there's, like, some material in them, but not much. If it has been eating, you can't quite identify what it's been eating, but it's not, like, wasting away malnutrition.
Right. And I guess the last thing is, can I figure out anything about that? You said it was like weeping black slime.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to analyze like that liquid?
It's
figure out
kind of
what
a...
it is, what its properties might be.
That's really more of something you would need a laboratory for.
All right, well, definitely taking a sample of.
Okay.
I forget you still have the sample from the ISIT floor too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm actually out of sample jars. Does anyone?
I have a vial. Do you want that?
Yeah. Let's get a vial of.
Okay.
Pass it over.
So I have a glass bottle of unidentified slime that I cannot for the life of me remember where I got that slime from.
Is that not the slime from the ISIT lab, or is that a different slime?
Well, there's
The
blood
red
from the
carpet.
ISIT lab.
You have the red carpet junk too, I think. Too.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
The fleshy carpet?
Anyway,
yeah.
So basically, I take the empty vial from the healing potion, I turn it down, press the digitation, drip it clean, and hand it to you for your sample.
Okay. Okay, I'll add that to my inventory, so I'll take a sample of that for later.
Okay.
One
One more question.
One more question? Alright. How complicated looking is this thing's brain? Was it something intelligent?
It's not as well developed. In fact, it looks like portions of it have been atrophied. Specifically, the regions of the brain that would deal with socialization.
And I couldn't tell whether this thing was natural.
You can't
whether this was a
tell
person
if
who got
it, whatever it was, it began its existence like that. It wasn't mutated from something else. It wasn't surgically altered or anything like that.
Okay. So some
And in answer to
horrifying lab
Equilibrium's
experiment.
And in answer to Equilibrium's questions about where does its lungs sit, they were both on the right side, outside of the rib cage.
Ew. God damn it, Crawl. We don't know if this is her fault, but I'm blaming it on her anyway.
I'm kind of wondering if we're going to go on the safari or if we're going to go be chasing her down next.
I think we've... was this thing wearing any clothes, or was it just
No.
naked?
It was naked, but it doesn't really have any primary or secondary sexual characteristics. No body hair, no genitalia, no mammaries.
What about the hands that it was
It had
holding when we came in?
those can just be a straight up medicine check.
Looking at the hands, I want to look under the beds.
All right, go ahead and make a investigation roll.
9.
9.
9 on the medicine check.
They look like human hands that were separated mid-forearm.
Got a 19.
You don't see anything but a few dust bunnies and some bloody puddles.
I can't tell, like, skin color, what kind of species it might have
Like,
come from.
Humanoid, they're roughly human size, which means they could have been from elf, half-elf, human, centaur. They are very, like, lightly tanned, like maybe someone who works outside a little bit, but not much. Enough that, I go outside every day for 2 hours.
Yeah. Do they look like they're, like, from the same individual?
They are left and right hands, same skin tone relatively. So yeah, they look like a matching pair.
Okay, I'm going to take the right hand and
All right.
just wrap it up.
Add
Be
unidentified right hand to your inventory list.
Hey, Opal, did we tell you we met Rybold?
If we can't
What was
figure out
that?
who it belonged to, maybe we can get them a berry.
If that was your teacher, did we tell you we met him?
No.
right before we became a company. He was in Coin Keep, where we were looking for a magic coin, and he said he was trapped because of some big monster thing on the floor, but he had like his portable hole, and he was playing music and a journal and a bed and a dresser all out. A very strange fellow.
This come from?
Because at the bar, she said that the guy from the vision that was Rybald was her trainer. You weren't paying any attention at your own bar party, were you?
Apparently. It's like,
You've really
not.
got.
I still love that the hey, let's go and get Faraday hooked up with someone turned into this big revelatory event.
yeah.
Out of character, I thought
goes
that
sometimes.
Opal hadn't revealed all that.
She just said that he trained her. That's all.
Okay.
So yeah, we've actually met him. The oddest thing, it was when we were first starting out. I figured we'd mention it.
Interesting.
How is he? Like, personally?
A lot to handle.
Well, if we do any further research on him, maybe we can pair you up with the researcher for some good leads.
So what y'all doing?
That wasn't very comforting.
Well, I'm currently drinking and recovering, so.
Well, I'm assuming
While
that
they're
y'all
doing all
spend an
this.
hour resting while Ingrid and Faraday are poked around in corpse juices.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Rail.
going to
Hell,
What I say?
wrap
I'm
up the
healing.
corpse, the blankets.
Can I try meditating for like 20 minutes?
Sure, make a wisdom check.
Yeah,
Actually, make it at disadvantage, please.
Aw. That's a 4.
You try to go to that quiet, still place inside, and pretty much almost every time you almost get there, you hear this, like, really meaty squelching sound of bodies being cut open and examined.
Damn it.
If we're gonna cut up meat, at least cook it.
ew.
Or burn it preferably.
Of
Who wants
note,
to
what?
burn it?
of note, the musculature is kind of grayish too. It looks like a lot of the color was just sapped out of it.
Well, now that we dealt with that, I think we should check out the other 2 rooms. And it's like,
Well, Rail's going to wrap up the body in the blanket from the bed
Mm-hmm.
and say some quick funeral rites and then set it on fire.
You're not gonna let Opal set it on fire?
Okay, I'll let Opal set it on.
I mean, we almost had a riot
Uh,
there.
Okay, so I just want to
I do
confirm.
ask.
Before we set it on fire, we should probably search the room just to be safe.
Okay, go ahead and make a investigation check to search the room.
All right.
Oh.
That is a 7.
All
You
right.
cut it open. Did you check what was where its heart was?
I don't believe I did.
Much like what Ingrid found, you find a few dust bunnies and a couple, like little pools of quickly or mostly dried blood under the beds, as well as like checking on the rug and stuff like that. Its heart
Okay.
was 2 cylinder valves that intersected at like a parallel junction of the upper thoracic of its spinal column. Its heart was literally
Hey, how'd
attached
it
to its spine. And its heart was less a heart and more two bivalves.
That is not good design. I blame Crawl for this.
So, just to confirm, you have wrapped this body in a sheet, left it on a bed, and you're having Opal set on fire?
Assuming the room is made is not made of flammable materials.
No,
yes.
the room is mostly like stone and metal.
Yeah, let's give it a quick cremation and then keep moving on.
Okay.
If you get both beds, it's okay, Opal.
Opal, how are you setting this thing on fire?
And actually, before we do this, how good is the ventilation in this
There
place?
isn't any.
Right.
Ew.
Well,
just remember to
what?
close the door.
Yeah.
I guess produce flame would probably be easiest.
Yeah, that would do it. So you produce flame, throw it on the corpse. It starts making this greasy black smoke. It smells like burning hot dogs.
Ew.
Shut the door, shut the door, shut the door.
All right. So I assume I'll back out of the room and shut the door?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh wait, I was already out of the room, wasn't I?
Yeah. So go ahead and move your figures out of the room. So here's the thing to note. These rooms are made for people to sleep in. As such, they're not airtight or hermetically sealed. Black smoke starts seeping out of the corner, around the corners and the edge of the door, continuing
Yeah,
that.
but at least it doesn't just billow
Let's just
out
let that
like an open
do
door.
what
Yeah.
that's gonna do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't prepare ceremony today.
Greg,
Yeah.
you're mute.
Who is?
I'm going to go check this door while we're doing that.
Privacy lock.
I'm going to pick the privacy lock again.
All right. You just
it's
have
been
to
more
beat
than
a
an hour,
5.
so let's concentrate. Does it?
I literally just said you only have to beat a 5.
Well, I got a 6,
So yeah, like
but the 6 includes a natural 1.
that doesn't matter. There's no critical failure or success on skill checks.
Okay.
So this
All
is
right.
for
So
you
I
a
literally
never
could
fail.
not fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is this.
And
Okay.
really, that's how it should be.
You open the door. One of the beds is fine. There's this odd greenish stain at the head of the other bed. It looks like it's soaked into
Good
the
news.
pillow, the sheet, and the cover.
Good news is, in 15 minutes, that won't be a problem anymore.
In 15 minutes. What's in 15 minutes?
Fire.
Air?
Fire consumes air.
Well, yeah. Like,
Smoke, but yes.
There's this thing. Air can come down the hole.
Yeah, that's a very
As
good
a
chimney.
note, as a note, guys,
I was on mute.
I know some of these things may look weird, but don't just outright attack them, please.
well, we didn't.
I'm just making
It
sure
attacked
that we
us.
establish that, because if we meet something that looks like me, but
so you
is
can call
friendly,
out
we
to
don't
warn
want
us
look.
too if you suspect it's
Let's-
friendly.
Let's not
I'm
attack
just
anything unless it
Yeah,
attacks
like-
us.
I'm just saying. I'd just like to point out that some of these things could be sentient.
We get it.
So
It's not our first rodeo. We poke them first. If they attack, we hit back. Like, that's how it is. If they hate us first, we're good. It's like,
Sure.
that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that was stated.
look, it's not like you come into the slum and start beating up a bunch of goblins. How am I going to do the same to your home?
Okay, I'm just making sure we're on the same page on that.
All right.
So yeah, one bed okay. The other one looks like it's got some sort of green slimish mold growing on it.
I am going to carefully investigate.
Okay. Like you're just looking it over, or what?
Going to poke it with my cane, and that's about the extent of it.
All right. It makes this kind of slurping sound as you poke it, and the poke, the deformation remains in place.
I think we're good in this room. Yeah, I think we're good in there. Doesn't seem to be immediately harmful. Let's move on.
You relocking it?
I'll close the door. I'm not gonna. Can you lock a privacy lock from the outside?
Not really.
I don't think you. Yeah.
Of note, the ceiling has like a kind of tarry black, whatchamacallit, over the top of it at this point.
When I was muted earlier, I was actually saying that I was standing in the. I was reminding you that I was standing in the middle, holding the doors open.
Oh,
I don't know if
okay.
that.
That did not come through. That helps a little with the smoke
I
funneling
declared
out.
earlier, and then when I went to remind you, I was muted.
Okay. The smoke does funnel out that way a bit, yes. Though it kind of fills the ceiling before it finds that way in. Because it's not a floor-to-ceiling opening.
Can I do a perception check on this door?
Sure, go ahead.
Why the heck didn't I want my die go? Okay. 9.
Oh, hold on. 9?
9.
Don't really hear anything. Maybe like a soft wheezing sound.
You can hear me, good. Don't know why we keep starting fires in enclosed spaces, but okay. Yes. Open the door.
All right. Privacy lock.
Hard open the door.
Make a strength check.
I'm right next to you.
That's gonna be a 18.
A what teen?
Is there any rebel I can just like put as a doorstop on each door?
Not really. With the exception of like growing mold and fungus, there doesn't seem to be much rubble here. Tux, I heard teen. So unless we're like talking about a high school movie, I need to know the first number that came.
18.
We're still just hearing teen.
Somewhere between 13 and 19.
He typed 15.
15. Well, I have 6 screens open, and I can either control the map or I can look at the Discord.
If it's continuing to cut off the first, add something on it like I rolled 15 or it is 15, and then that way we
I
can.
rolled a 15.
Okay.
So
Good job, Faraday!
there is a audible crash as Faraday smashes the door open, and I need you to make a dexterity check.
Fair dear, I'm right there.
Or a dexterity saving throw.
rolled a 21.
You like start to slip on this pile of slimy lichen at the floor, manage to grab the door seal and hold yourself steady and get your footing under you.
Ew.
Make sure you don't eat those.
There's nothing in the room other than the lichen.
Just 2 beds that look like they've been sitting for a long while. At least maybe 7 months at this point.
On to this one.
That's the door you want to open?
Perception check first.
Listening at the door? Go ahead and make it.
That will be a 23.
You hear a very light rasping sound, like something softly passing over stone.
Want some help?
Is this the same sound I heard on the other door?
Yeah,
Is it the same volume?
pretty much.
Or
It kind of gets a little louder then a little quieter.
So something's pacing back and forth at a distance from both these doors.
Do you need lockpick tools, fair dear?
This, like the other doors, is a hermetically sealing sliding door. It needs to be pried open.
Would you like help?
Yes, open the door.
All right, I'm with you. He's like, I'm smaller than you, and I have a big pole I can use to leverage.
I'll cast guidance.
That will be a 24.
Alright, there's like a grunt of effort, and the door slides open, revealing a semi-long hallway. 2 large puddles of softly bubbling green ooze rest on the floor, some of it slowly leaking into a corroded and stained drain set in the center of the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay, quick question. Is this door actually like accessible?
Yeah,
Or is
the
this
mushroom is growing
stuff
against
blocking
it. The mushroom is growing against it, but there's enough space that you can shift the mushroom without even hurting the mushroom to get to the door.
Okay, I'm going to I don't know, maybe a dexterity check to try to not disturb the mushroom.
Well,
If that makes sense.
it's large enough that it's flexible, and pliant enough that it's not hard to push out of the way.
Okay, but I can't access the door without
You can't.
interacting with the mushroom.
Yeah, you have to, like, at the very least, push it lightly out of the way.
Okay. I guess first perception roll. Just do I hear anything at the door?
Make your perception roll.
I rolled a 15.
Alright, you hear a light rasping sound like something being dragged across stone or metal.
Grogum, would you like to assist me with this?
Yes, absolutely. He's like,
That's gonna be a 20.
Pushing the doorway aside, or pulling the doorway open and pushing the mushroom aside, you see a small field of similar little orange and yellow mushrooms growing up on the ground at the other side, as well as more of that bubbling green slime flowing down into a corroded drain on this hallway as well.
Shoot. Okay. Are these doors?
These are doors. They are much like the sliding doors, only these have a locking mechanism on the front that resemble... You've seen like the subs where you have to spin the dial, spin the thing to unlock it?
Bulkheads.
Yes, that's it. It's got 2 bulkhead style doors on either hallway. And having worked here, you know that these bulkheads are to seal off and protect research and personal lab spaces.
Do we want to go to this one or this one?
I suggest left first.
yeah, left feels feels good. It's like,
To
Also, hindsight 2020. It's like I just realized that if the smoke is billowing out of this room and then up out of where we came from, basically are leaving a trail of where we are right now.
Yeah,
It
no.
is also dark already, and it's
It wouldn't
smoke in
be
the dark.
that much smoke.
It's about 10
It's like-
o'clock now,
It's
so...
one body. It's one body burning in a room behind a closed door, down a hallway, and then at the bottom of a shaft. How much smoke do you think this thing is giving off?
You
Not
obviously have not tried to
Mattress.
burn wet leaves.
mattress.
yeah,
We didn't
Is the
set
issue.
the oil well on fire.
greasy black smoke.
It is nighttime, so I thought about that, but I'm like, also it's nighttime, and also I want to be able to breathe, so I opened
Yeah.
the doors.
Yeah. Yeah, now that I think on it, yeah, it is nighttime, and it's not like Ravnica is like New York or anything where there's lights going on at all times. And it's like
Yeah, no, I mean, the whole the world is a city.
not like the Izzet haven't tried, but
I mean, it's like not like the entire world is one giant metropolis where people go about their days at whatever hour the guilds dictate that they need to be working at. I mean, there's certainly no Golgari reclamation crews traveling around outside picking up trash and bodies.
true.
I mean, that's
again, it's like
definitely something that would be done in
considering
the
the
middle of
world
the
we live
day.
At
Yeah,
least
no,
the park's not fully reconstructed. It's just like barely back in use, so
Yeah.
maybe that'll help.
I mean, it's dark smoke. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
and plus, you know,
Action
again,
check.
is it? It's like
Go ahead and make your roll.
9.
9?
I rolled a 9. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's your passive? Because, again, if you roll less than your passive, you just take your passive.
18.
Okay. You hear a rasping sound from this direction.
Okay.
Let's open her up.
The wheel, it kind of turns like maybe halfway before it feels like it's kind of jammed. Like there's something pressing against it or holding it shut.
Wait for
Right,
a moment.
just
Hold up one
gonna-
moment. I'm going to just take one, whatever the lowest denomination coin is,
Mm-hmm.
the copper equivalent,
Yeah, a zib.
and just carefully toss it into that puddle of slime.
The one down here, make a dexterity check.
This
I hear them starting to get into trouble and talking about strategy, so I'm going to take the crowbar and use it as a doorstop for one door,
Mm-hmm.
and then reach into the
That's a
bag
natural one.
and ask for my hammer
Three-
for the hammer of pittance and use it for the other door.
Okay. And you pitch and open the other door?
3 ones in one.
So,
Just use pittance for the door, that's easier.
I asked.
so you go whoop, and the coin hits the ground and rolls and falls down the grate.
Well,
Did you make a wish?
forget it. Forget it. If that thing turns out to be a monster and kills all of us, then at least I won't have to think about what just happened.
Did we close the other door, or is it still open?
To the best of my knowledge, you have been closing doors behind you, but you know what's in that hallway, so I didn't put the black back on it.
I don't, so I'm going to go peek in the door, see what was there, and then
Okay.
come back.
Mavana holds the mushroom out of the way for Ingrid.
Thank you.
Certainly, Miss.
I guess I'll try to.
Corvino.
Hey, Ingrid's good.
Okay.
Yes. Mavana,
It
how
is
are
very
you?
good.
I know these aren't the most comfortable environment, especially for somebody.
It's fine, Priest Corvino. Happy to be here.
I've 15 strength check against the bulkhead door.
After like a
Trying to
slight
turn it.
metal scratching sound, the door spins freely and opens inward. Everything in here is coated in a thick layer of dust.
Ooh,
I know whose
sealed room of-
research this belongs to.
You do not know his name, I don't believe, but he's the... Do you remember the technician that had the ooze that was living in his respiratory system?
Sure.
This is where he was
Or
working.
do I need to make a history check?
I mean,
Okay.
if you
So
remember...
I'm gonna poke my head in and look up at the ceiling first. I was like,
This is the kind of stuff I got a visitor pass for. What's in this room, fair dear?
Seeing it quickly grabs all the books and puts them in the
yeah, let's search this
sack.
room.
You look
Nothing?
through, there's a few journals, but what languages do you read?
Hold on, okay. Common, Draconic, Elvish, Sylvan, Undercommon, Vidalcan.
You do not recognize the language. And looking
I
through, you note the
abyssal-
books. Go ahead.
I speak Abyssal. I'm trying to think what Ferrier didn't mention. Draconic, and don't have a special ability that helps with this sort of thing.
I have a comprehend language ritual we could do later if y'all end up packing them up.
I'm fluent in the semi-arcane language of documents. Knowledge grants you advantage on intelligence checks to decipher codes or similar scripts.
Okay, go ahead and make
don't
an
know if that might be
intelligence
helpful.
check.
Decipher codes. That's going to come.
So with advantage.
Speaking of that rail, there's
That
actually...
is... I'm assuming I do not add my
Just
proficiency
intelligence.
check to that. That is a dirty 20.
All right. You don't know what it says. You recognize it as primordial, specifically Aquian version, used by merfolk and other aquatic-based creatures. You also notice that about half of each of the notebooks have been just ripped out.
Huh. Interesting. Also, I really wish I did Mortal instead of a... I just... it's the dumb
Which
thing
half?
For me to...
Like, it's not like the back half or the front half. It's like someone went through and every couple pages tore out a page.
I'm going to collect these books / notes.
Okay. Go ahead and record that you have received Oscar's OSKER notes.
and there's nothing on the ceiling. It's like,
No, it's... Well, there's a little smoke, but that's it.
okay. And it's like,
Alright, but yeah, let's take everything that could be useful.
Oh,
Alright,
I was
okay,
just
so-
saying, like, I, if y'all do collect them later, we can do the comprehend languages ritual.
Okay.
Sorry, could you run that name by me again?
OSK...
Les.
Oh, Oscar, Sam, Kevin, Eric, Ryan.
Notes. Okay. I'm just gonna assume they don't have like weight or anything.
Have what? No, they're very light. Mostly because they're more
Yeah.
than half missing.
And then, yeah. So I have those notes. Being the Simic, I'm assuming those might be wanted. So I'm going to just collect them for now.
Is there anything else in this room that might be useful?
Not particularly. Like, all the any glassware or materials that are in there have aged to the point that they would need either serious reviving to be actually useful or have just gone very bad. Like, you open one
Okay,
thing
and
that's
so is the
unlabeled and it
one-
smells sort of like burning goat manure.
Yeah. As far as
I'm
we know, the
gonna-
researcher with the symbiotic ooze,
Yes.
is he alive or did he pass away?
Y'all haven't seen or heard from him since Faradir brought Kay in, and Kay ended up with an ink sac.
Wait, Faraday, don't go. You have to look busy at all the vials and stuff so I can get a feel for the real Simic environment.
Oh no.
Whoops. Perception check on this door.
Oh, we're not doing this whole corridor first?
You're going to the other corridor?
Yeah, because
Oh, you're
There's
avoiding the ooze. Okay.
crap there. Yeah, at least for the moment.
Go ahead and make your roll.
This is perception, and that's going to be a 19.
All right. You hear a kind of louder rasping sound, like cloth or something softly being dragged across stone.
I guess
Everybody can kind
we're
of
going
get-
over there now.
Yep.
I guess. I don't want to step in the goo.
I have some knowledge of the kind of stuff that we work with, so I'm going to avoid it. Oh, okay. So I try to open the door.
This one spins freely and swings open. It looks much like the other lab, though the books in here are blank, as are the piles of paper, and all the lab gear is relatively, if not dusty, unused.
Would I know if it was common for people to use like invisible ink or something?
Make a history check.
That's 15.
I mean,
Yes.
there's some paranoia among the different clades and among the different biomancers, but there's no, what would you call it, SOP of using invisible ink or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll leave them.
Alright, Rail, as you cross the slime, I need you to make me... No, I'm kidding, you're fine. It kind of sticks a little when you step on it, but it doesn't do anything to your shoes or anything like that.
Okay, I'm not opening this door. I'm effectively being looked out right now.
Okay.
I'm going to very
Active
carefully
perception.
trying to step around the ooze.
Make a dexterity.
Hey, free blank notebooks. Grab, grab, grab.
You add 3 notebooks to your thing.
I'm gonna grab the lab supplies for setting up Faraday Lab.
Okay, add laboratory
15.
supplies as well. What are we doing?
15 to
avoid
avoid the...
You kind of tiptoe through it, and then
Yeah.
you remember you have tentacles that let you stick to the walls, and you just kind of lift yourself up over it.
Oh, right, I have tentacles. Just forgot.
Can I basically do a
Dude?
Jackie Chan like wall leap around this thing? It's
Yeah,
like-
easily.
Hey,
Like,
Faraday.
your dexterity is stupid.
Hey, Faraday.
I mean, it's not stupid, but my acrobatics is
Stupid
certainly
kid.
Yeah.
My dexterity. is
The
kinda
monks
stupid.
don't want to let me help with the garden by putting some mushrooms up there. Do you want help in setting up a lab at home?
We'll talk
I mean, they have
about
a
it.
garden project, so I'm feeling a little left out.
I'll try to figure something out. I guess wall climb, ceiling climb, generic non-Marvel trademark climb to over here and try to open the door.
This one spins freely as well. Much like the other room, this one has no real signs of use. However, Rail, you remember this as where your lab was. All of the notes and books that you
Yeah.
had left have been replaced with blank versions of themselves.
Son of a bitch. And they were this would have happened before I woke up here, which means while I was still a Simic researcher.
You were slumped right here with a dagger in your gut
Yep.
when you woke up.
Is there still like blood stain or anything?
No, it looks like it's been pretty thoroughly cleaned.
Do the books themselves look like what Rail had, and the pages are just blank, or are they just completely different books?
At first glance, they look like the kind of books that you'd seen Rail working with and writing in, but on opening and looking at them, there's just no writing on them.
So this be something to do with me leaving the Simics, or what?
She just really wanted your notes, in particular, for some reason, right? But I don't know. I'm not part of
We're going
this.
to need to speak with Crawl at some point.
Are you?
I-
Does Fairdeer know
this
that's where
is-
your lab is? Because he was gonna.
I would
put
assume
books.
so.
Yeah,
This
He
was
That's
where
why
it
I'm asking
was.
specifically to Rail if did these books seem familiar, or are these like replacement books? I'm assuming that I know where Rail worked because we were hanging out for a while.
at first
Yeah.
glance, they look like the books
We're
that
lab
Rail
partners.
used regularly, but there's no writing in them.
Okay, but I mean, like, if there was like a page dog-eared or just
Like, yes,
I don't know,
the
just
pages, like, if there was a page that was dog-eared, that page is dog-eared. But there's no writing on anything.
Oh, okay. So this may have something to do with me leaving the Simic.
Maybe.
They locked my
Are
research?
Garal leaving the Simic before you left?
Alright, let's
Here's the
tickle this
thing.
anyway.
yeah.
Pack it in the bag. If nothing else, you can use it in your new laboratory at the house.
Guys,
Got a point.
that is Simic property.
It's abandoned, and it's going to you, and you're still Simic. And you'll
Simic
be working in the lab.
property.
And you're still
And
doing
understand that I am going back to the Simic lab, and I am giving these pieces over because this is Simic property, not ours.
It's free
I believe
real
it's
estate.
my property, Fairy.
Okay, so whoever is taking them, add 4 blank Simic notebooks to your inventory.
I'll take them. They're
Oh,
my
okay.
notebooks.
Alright, at the end
Thank
of
you.
the hallway, on either side, looking much like the doors that you went through before, are sealed chamber doors, the kind that you have to slide open. However, the previous doors were two-sided, where you had to slide them in both directions. This is just a single door that slides into the wall, and appears to be sealed as well.
Sorry, which door?
This one.
Okay.
Because you're close enough to see it now.
Okay, I'm going to kind of skirt around using the wall or non-Marvel
Nope.
trademark superhero and try to open the door.
Griggum, pick a side.
Okay,
Look, I'm trying to get out from under you. He's like,
make a strength check, please, Fairdeer.
Yes, sir.
assisting. He's like,
Oh, okay.
I'll cast guide.
What is guidance? A D4?
D4.
Add a D4. Yep.
Okay.
It's not much, but it
that's
helps.
14, 15, 16, 17.
The door slides open with a slight screech of metal on stone. Inside the door, past the door, is a 5-foot wide hallway. 2 gaunt, nearly skeletal figures stand and turn their heads towards you as you open the door. Their eyeless
Can I
sockets
leap
just
in
black.
front?
Of him? Sure.
can I? Yeah. Like, Yeah.
So they're gaunt and eyeless. Are they undead looking?
You can't really see
I'll
them
go
from
up there
here.
soon. Yeah.
They look
What's up
like what we just faced.
No, that last one was kind of
to here so I can
bulby and misshapen. These look like someone took skeletons, wrapped them in skin, and then said, "Okay, we're done."
can I
Okay,
lean in front of Fairdeer and take a look?
Greetings. How are you two?
They turn and start shuffling towards y'all. I'm going to ask for initiative rolls.
All right.
Yes.
By the way, just to confirm, we did take a short rest earlier.
Yes. Unless you
Watch
were...
and I both
Driving-
rolled
yeah.
well,
ones, by the way.
Huh?
Watch and I both rolled natural ones.
1. So what's your total initiative then?
Mine's a 3 and his is a 2.
Okay.
No, his is a 3. We're both 3.
Okay.
It's okay.
3 and 3.
oh my gosh.
I got a
12.
17. It's like,
17?
No, 11 for.
Okay, 11 for Rail.
I'm 17.
11 for Rail, 17 for Griggum. Fairdeer?
23.
God damn. Opal?
16.
16. And Mavana... That is 6 plus... Load, please. 6 minus 1, so 5. She's not super fast.
She's wearing plate, isn't she? It's like,
Yeah. Alright. Start. So, first round, Fairdeer, you're up.
It's been more than an hour, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to remember the proper
OEE.
and use Hunter's Mark first. And I'm going to try to hit. I'm specifically this one.
The front one? Okay.
Sorry.
A.
Yes. That's gonna be a 21 to hit.
21 to hit? That'll hit.
Seven, 8.
Still in the.
Gonna be
area music.
15 for the first hit.
Okay.
And that's a 20. So.
Yep, that'll hit.
Yep. Natural 20, I meant.
Oh, natural 20.
Total,
Okay.
so.
Double your damage dice then.
7. Thirteen, 14, 15, 16, 17 on the second hit.
Damn. So 32 damage in one round.
Not too
Alright.
shabby.
That was action bonus action. Do you want to move or anything?
Yeah, I might want to move to let the more. Rail, do you want to switch places? I don't
Sure.
know if that's allowed or not.
You can't really castle in this. But I'll allow it if you two want to just kind of swap places. It will take 5.
It's just I'm kind of blocking the doorway, so I'm kind of making everybody else so.
I'm allowing it, but I'm allowing it, but it'll take 5 of Rail's movement.
Switch
That's
with
fine.
Nirvana, maybe? Probably would be better.
I mean, if you want, if you move all the way back to, you still have line of sight on everything.
Works. Okay. Sorry.
Looks like you have line of sight.
Hmm.
Relatively.
Yeah, just barely.
Do you have sharpshooter? I don't
It
think
still
you.
counts. Do I? I don't think so.
You may have some coverage issues then, but yeah. All right, Griggum, you're up.
Okay. He's like, so he's like, I'm just, I'm just going to be a flurry of attacks right now. It's like,
Okay.
because it's better to strike first, and he who strikes wins. So anyway,
Yeah.
2 staff, and then I'll do a flurry of blows afterwards.
Mhm.
It's like, so, uh, 13.
That'll hit.
Oh, and hitting the right guy this time. It's like, +5. 12
12 damage or 12 to hit?
damage.
Okay.
12 damage. It's like,
All right.
I'm rolling attack and damage at the same time for the second one. I was like,
Okay.
I figured that would be faster. It's like, all right, so I'm going to say that a 19 hits, does it?
That'll hit.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, this time I only do 6 damage. It's like, now we move on to the unarmed strikes. It's like, spending a key point. It's like, whoosh. So let's see. 19
19 will hit.
and 5 damage. It's like,
All right.
and 19 to hit and damage. It's like
How much damage?
8.
All right.
As in 7, 8, 9.
Okay. It's looking really rough.
And it's like, because of my tipsy sway, he's like, oh no, wait, not tipsy sway. I'm thinking of something that allows me, like,
I think you
right, my
automatically
drunken
disengage.
technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, my drunken technique. Like, after a flurry of blows, I gain the benefit of a disengage, and I'm just going to shift back here so that they would be forced to move up and give Faradir a better line of sight when it's his turn again. It's like,
All right.
is everyone okay with that? I'm like,
And it's Opal's turn.
Sounds good.
Hmm. I'm kind of only really useful in melee range.
Go around and break down the door. They might be dead by then.
Yeah.
You could go in front of Griggum or try to get in between them, but that sounds a little real.
She can use a key point to disengage, so.
yeah, she definitely can. It's like, Step of the Wind is a basic monk thing that everyone can do. I mean, it's a basic thing that all monks can do. Alternatively,
I assume there isn't a way that I can get here. Oops. There.
Not
Your
easily.
speed?
What's your speed at?
45, I believe.
5, 10, 15,
yeah,
20.
Excuse me.
You can move to in front of it. It'll take either it'll take an acrobatics roll to move past it to get behind it.
Okay, I guess I'll try that. Just so that way, like,
Good luck.
other people can actually get
All right. So
back there.
you're going to go ahead and move here, and then you're going to make an acrobatics skill check.
Okay. That will be a 27.
27? Yeah, you easily, flip over it. So go ahead and move to the other side of it.
And then I will attack it with my flame tongue.
You'll have to spend an action to reactivate it. It's been over an hour. Or a bonus
Is it an
action.
action or a bonus action?
It's a bonus action to reactivate it.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do that. And attack it twice.
Alright, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Oh! That's a nat 20.
That'll hit. Double your damage dice.
Yay!
Oh boy.
It's that's
Alright.
the D8 and 2D6 is being doubled, right?
Mm-hmm. It doubles all the damage dice.
Do I need to tell you the fire damage separately?
No, not in this instance.
Okay. So that's 15, so 30?
30? Okay, how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wait. Ignore me. Forgot I said anything.
It was without the modifier, too.
I'll just say, you look better lit up in flames, and I just slash it.
Alright, Opal delivers a slightly awkward line as she drags the blade across its back after flipping behind it. The creature and reaches forward, and as it does, this mass of neon green writhing worms just kind of pours out of its face and hands and arms as it collapses on top of the swarm and this bubbling, burning mass. Okay, so that's...
So the next one.
Do I still have any movement, or is that all
I'm
my
counting.
movement?
Are the
You're
worms
25,
still-
30, 35. You're at 30. You've moved 35. You can move towards the other one and make your other attack if you want. What was your question?
I'll do that.
Are the worms still like hostile or just kind of?
They seem
wormy?
to be burned away in the fire.
Okay.
Okay, so I will roll to hit this one now.
Okay.
What? I got another nat 20.
Okay.
With our nat ones, they're all going to turn.
All right.
Go ahead. Same damage code.
Oh boy. So that's a 20, so 40
40 damage total.
damage.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all see her just flip over this thing, slice along, and then she does this kind of almost spinning twirl to bring the blade down and slash across the chest of the other one for massive amounts of damage.
All right.
Meanwhile, Zrigon is back there being like, "Wow, a drink and a show, fantastic!"
Get involved. You'll have to give her more money.
Only if we're performing.
Oh dear.
All right, so that's action, bonus action, movement. So we're on to Rail now.
So Simic, she might have to pay you this time, Bear Dear.
Let's slide for now.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. This could be product testing, in which case they still have to pay her. It's like, oh, did the other one die? It's like,
Yeah, it's dead.
okay.
It got fucked up
Gotcha.
hard. So did this one. It's already bloodied.
All right.
I did 70 damage that round. Holy.
Yeah.
Sometimes the dice
Much
kind of
shit.
And
Getting
crits.
2 critical hits will do that.
This is truth.
Rail.
All right, Rail, what you doing?
Alright, I think I'm gonna go simple with it. I am going to cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So that is a wisdom save.
These things are
What's the
super
range on Toll
wise.
the Dead? 6.
What's the DC?
DC should be...
Because I rolled an 18 minus 2 for 16.
Damn, it makes the save.
Nope, sorry. You hear the chiming
Ow.
sound and it lifts its head.
Yeah. In that case, as a bonus action, I'm going to...
Dinner bell.
Recast Shillelagh?
Yeah, just recast.
Okay.
That's the end of my...
Alright, so the first one is dead. The second one's turn. It took fire damage, so that doesn't trigger. It will use its multi-attack then. So let's see here. First attack against Opal will be 24. I'm assuming that hits.
Ouch.
So yes?
Yes.
Okay, so that is 6, 7, 8, 9 slashing damage, and 5, 6, 7 necrotic damage.
Let it be known that monks do not have great defenses. Like,
Yeah.
which is weird to say. It's like,
Its second attack is a 21. I'm assuming that hits too.
Unfortunately.
That is another 6, 7, 8, 9 slashing, and 4, 5, 6, 7 necrotic damage. And then finally, as it's striking, a small green mass of worms appears on its forearms, one of them flying through the air towards Opal. Opal, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
That description was terrifying. Just
Thank you.
FYI.
can you use deflect missiles?
Guys, I got another natural.
Well, okay.
28?
So, the worm, I will just draw a little shape for it, lands on the ground here. Okay. Let me see here.
I'm not using this dice later.
Why not? It's like,
It's gonna be cursed for my second game.
oh, that's
Okay.
true.
Alright, so
It would be bad in the other game.
6, 1, 2, minus 4, speed of 1 foot. Okay. Alright, so that's the end of its turn. It's the worm's turn now. Oh, wrong
And
one.
it's flanking.
We have a flanking word.
It just needs to make contact, so it's going to move forward and kind of try to worm its way against Opal's leg. Opal, are you wearing boots?
I actually don't know.
Would your character be wearing boots?
Like, how monk are
But
yeah,
probably.
like how monkey are you?
Probably.
Like,
Alright. The worm attaches itself to Opal's boot and starts climbing its way up her leg. Mavana's
I
turn.
don't like the fact that you made it disappear. Like, I don't like the fact that you made it disappear.
Mavana's turn. She is going to go 1, 2. Really? Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That she has just enough. to get to Opal. And let's see here. She will cast.
Yank that worm off of you.
She didn't see the worm. She was way back here.
Yeah, no shit. Damn it.
She will cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level on Opal, though, because Opal got clawed pretty hard.
Yep.
So that would be 2d8 plus her spellcasting modifier. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opal heals 11 damage.
Helpful.
And then, let's see here. Bonus actions. She can't do either of those, and she's used most of her movement, so she's going to kind of hold her shield up, being backlined to Opal. Alright, round 2. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Ingrid, it's your turn and Watcher's turn.
How much did I see?
You're not really looking down the corner. I assume you, saw it attacking her because you're keeping an eye on it. Make a perception check. The worms are pretty tiny.
Mine is 17.
17. You saw something green fly through the air. You
What?
didn't.
This is 18.
18. Y'all both saw something green fly through the air. You didn't see where it went after that.
Hey, Opal.
Could be better.
What's the problem?
This thing hurts.
Okay, I'll go shoot it. Then that's the answers I've got. So, I'm just gonna go for the straight up blast instead of bothering with the hex.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack rolls.
First 12 probably doesn't hit.
That hits.
$12 hits.
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't come
Okay.
through at all. Okay, so it's 9 for the first one.
9 damage? Okay.
Yes. Another 12, so that's 12 for the next one. And then 2 more beams.
Okay.
Does 11 hit?
Yes.
That's 12 for the next one, and another 11.
That'll hit.
That was 5544. I'm doing a lot of doubles.
Okay, so what was your damage?
11 more damage. I'm counting it.
Alright, it slumps to the
Damn.
ground as beams of force just slam into its body. It falls down unmoving, and a number of the little green worms kind of squirm out of its body and descend into the stonework.
You burn those? This reminds me of that weird Gru thing.
Alright, Fairdeer, you are up.
Out of
Who's that?
combat?
Fairdeer, you are up.
Everything
Oh, it's
okay?
not
What's
down
going on?
The thing burst into worms everywhere, and they need destroying.
Several of the worms exited the body and squirmed through the ground. They're not still there.
Okay.
Under this corridor. Would I
Do
know?
I still have that other
To the
one to
best of
worry
your
about?
knowledge, under here is sewers and stuff.
Well, that's not very good.
This reminds me of the worms that Dr. Cardot had from his weird victims.
I do a history check on that about weird worm Simic
Go ahead and make a history check.
experiments.
And I've
We are
mentioned
still in
Dr.
the middle of
Cardot to y'all
combat.
before.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Guys, we are still in the middle of fighting here.
Okay, 19.
19. You recognize the name now. Cardot is a Simic scientist that you heard of that went missing over half a year ago. Almost a year ago at this point. He had been conducting several experiments into altered mind states and extracting madness as a physical condition from patients. Okay, Grigum, your turn.
Yay. Okay, so. So we just have a pile of worms right now? Like,
No, not even that. You have like a kind of skeletal body laying on the floor.
oh, look. What's left to fight other than the worm on Opal?
So, Opal, are you okay? You got hit pretty hard.
I'm decent.
Yeah. Okay. I still see the worm.
Make a perception check.
Does my 19 passive
Sorry, what?
perception see a weird green wiggly thing?
No.
Pop myself here.
Opal, what are your pants
Perception
like?
check.
Like,
Natural one, but my perception is 20 past.
Okay.
like material wise, or like
Cut material, stuff like
Really
that.
cut.
Well, I'm just going to. Sorry.
tucked into my boots.
Okay. Then no, you don't see anything.
I'm just going to call out for people to just. Okay, these things have worms. It's like. In fact, these things are skeletons infested with worms. Everyone quickly just give yourself a check over.
Did I notice it jumped on me?
No.
I thought you were
I don't
going to
think
say
so.
everyone getting.
No. like we're
Yeah.
we're like.
Not that I'm not flattered, but this
We're-
isn't
we're
exactly
try-
the place
like-
or time.
Like we're doing an Indiana Jones check, not a porno check. I'm sorry. It's like,
Alright.
Okay, that's 20 passive perception for worms.
Okay.
Or,
You don't.
sorry, 20 perception check.
You don't feel or see any worms. Opal, your turn. Make me a perception check.
like, should I roll for my turn? It's like,
Sure. Go ahead.
I assist.
Fairdeer said he was assisting. You said.
Okay. Are y'all checking each other or yourselves? Because Opal is about 10 feet from y'all.
I've checked myself,
Mhm.
so now I'm gonna help somebody else.
Okay.
Okay. It's like,
So you're doing that in the corridor?
Exploded
Ingrid
over
between
there. So I'm just going to move back because it didn't. It
Now let's go
dropped
to
Well,
worms,
hold
like
on.
right there,
What-
and they sunk
Rail.
in.
you.
Huh?
We have not broken initiative yet.
mm-hmm.
We are on Opal's turn. There was some confusion. I am resolving it. Fairdeer, who are you checking?
Yes, if Grigum's checking next, I'm going to assist him.
Okay, you will need to move to where Ingrid is. I will allow y'all to castle if Ingrid will spend the 5 feet of movement on her turn. You two can swap places then.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your roll to help check Grigum.
That's going to be a 5, but I have a passive of 19.
Okay, you do not find anything on Grigum. Opal, it is your turn. At the start of your turn, I would like you to make a perception check.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What happened to my turn? It's like,
Your turn, you spent it talking. Were you going to do anything other than checking yourself? Because you checked
yes,
yourself
I didn't check
too.
myself yet.
I thought you made your
I
roll.
didn't check myself. I didn't make my roll yet.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and make your
Yeah,
roll.
like-
I thought you gave me a number.
All right.
could swear
No,
you read off
I
a number.
rolled, but like, well, I did roll, like,
Okay, so
but
you
I was
did roll.
double checking that I was being helped, is what Fairdeer said, and I wanted to double check. Does that give me the advantage or
Okay.
not? Like,
I will retroactively. I mean, Fairdeer rolled, but I will go ahead and give you advantage to check yourself.
Yeah. Well, let's see. That's just like 13. It's like,
13. All right. You don't feel anything. You don't find anything. You give yourself a quick once-over pat.
yeah.
Opal, please roll a perception check.
22.
22. You feel something squirming around in your left boot.
I don't know.
Do you have gloves?
I'll take the boot off.
Okay, you pull the boot off. There is a neon green worm squirming its way down your pants leg where it was trapped between your boots and your pants leg towards your foot.
Thank goodness I'm wearing long pants. Can I, like... I guess... try to just scrape it off with my sword?
Yeah, sure. You take the sword, you scrape it off, you burn your pants a little, but the bug is quickly reduced to cinder by the flaming thing. Is that it?
I think so.
Okay. Rael, it's your turn.
All right. The body of this thing, like that skeleton, is laying on the.
Yeah, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 feet away from you with 5 people standing between you and it.
Okay, I can't actually get over there in one move, so I'm just going to cast Produce Flame on it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage since it's prone.
Okay. That is 26.
26? Okay, that'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright. 10 fire damage.
Alright. Is there anything else on your turn?
I'm just going to wait for everyone else to clear the corridor because limited in what I can do.
Yeah. Okay, so end of your turn. The creature that has regeneration and had not been hit with fire damage prior to that point starts its turn at 0 points and has suffered fire damage, so its regeneration does not function, and it dies. Combat is broken.
I frickin'
Well,
It had its turn after
this is
Opal hit it with
why-
fire damage.
what? After Opal hit it with fire damage.
Opal hit it with fire damage. It had its turn. It launched the attack at it. Its regeneration did not function then. A new round began. It had not taken fire damage until you hit it with fire damage, because Ingrid dropped
Right.
it.
Right. Right. That's what I'm
was
saying
also
is check your
described-
kill.
yeah, it's like it was also described as a pile of skeleton bones. And it's like,
Yeah.
so it's like
Yeah.
how we are supposed, like, it's not entirely obvious that skeleton would have regeneration.
No. It was
The
supposed to be a
threat-
surprise,
The
and
threat
it was.
wasn't the skeleton. The threat was the worms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, no.
Saw no worms on the skeleton.
That's
So,
why I had
like,
to keep the combat going, because no one hit it with fire, and it's like, well, I can't let them break combat and just run all over the place because stuff is still going on.
I was,
Sorry to
Yeah,
be a
I
little
was just
harsh there.
waiting for my.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's like,
All All right.
You did good.
Let's go ahead and call it at this point because we are a little bit past 4 o'clock, even though we had a bit of a late start and a long break. I had fun.
I was like,
I love you all.
Yes,
That was wonderful. I'm going to transition us
We
back to
love
our
you
screen.
too.
Okay. Actually, sorry. Retroactively, I did have to step 5 foot closer because Produce Flame has a range of 30 feet.
Yeah, nothing would have prevented you from
So
doing
I
that.
just. Okay.
Yeah. It was unconscious. It couldn't do anything to protect itself. But it hadn't suffered fire damage and hadn't started its turn yet. I really dislike creatures that, it has to have its turn before it'll officially die, but it's the one that fits with what's going on in this lab, and so I went with it.
We almost let it again.
I
Yeah.
felt pretty powerful though, not gonna lie.
That was...
oh yeah, you did.
Y'all had some
Alright.
pretty high damage output this game.
Actually got 44 in a round without hex on a creature.
That is impressive. Y'all may actually survive the
grand
next
total
attack.
of 10 damage. 10
Oh,
damage in,
I did
in
heal up
both
before another
combats.
battle though.
well, y'all may actually survive the final encounter. We will pick up here next week.
We'll see.
Everyone, I
Alright.
had a great deal of fun. I hope y'all did too. I know it's not a super long dungeon crawl, but the Simic lab wasn't that big of a Simic lab. Still, I hope it's going to be interesting for y'all. Had fun this time. I hope y'all have fun next week too.
I get to tell Fairdeer
Hell
about
yeah.
Dr. Cardot and the experiments next time.
Well, Fairdeer recognized the name finally, so that'll hopefully help. All right, everyone. If anyone has any closing remarks, statements, announcements, surprises, feel free to shout that out. Otherwise, Rail, let's hear that line. Or Meryl.
Make like a polite werewolf. Like and subscribe.
That's right. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
And now for your moment of zen. If it's free, it's advice. If you pay for it, it's counseling. It's like, if you can use either one, it's a miracle.
I like that. It is very viable. I know we are several
And
weeks.
still chuckle-worthy.
I know we are several weeks behind on getting videos uploaded. The move and a bunch of stuff has me dealing with issues. We were working on it, and we are hopefully going to try and get at least 2 videos up a week going forward. That said, it is hot as all hell in here because I have just like a little fan that's like maybe this big running. So I'm going to go and sit under an AC vent. Everyone, thanks for sticking with us. We are going to run a credit roll after we go to the final screen. If you want to stick around and watch that, it'll help us a little bit, make some funding to pay for things like Cookie's eventual character art and stuff. But yeah, everyone, hope you have a wonderful week. Oh, I should stop this creepy-ass music.
Care, folks.
I'm not,
Yeah.
I
It's like,
I was about to
hear it
say.
the whole time still.
I'm not going to.
Catch
like
you
this. This is our credits music now. It's like,
Hey, you didn't even have to tickle me. Hey, Fairdeer's back. Hi.
Yay!
All right, I
Oh,
smell
and it's
pancakes. Why do I smell pancakes?
Bye.
I don't know. I'm about
Because
to
you
make
want pancakes?